I see you message Cole. Woo.
Oh, yay.
Oh, we're live now.
Wow.
Fuck yes! Let's
It's good to be
go.
live.
Yay.
Okay. Hello, I'm Emily. My pronouns are she, her. I'm part of the Roll Plus Bond 72-hour charity stream. We're a group of tabletop game players, makers, and friends. We are celebrating our 6th anniversary with our annual charity stream. This year, all donations will be going to Medical Aid for Palestinians, a nonprofit organization that provides immediate healthcare and medical resources to Palestinians in need of help. If you would like to make a donation at any point during the stream, we would greatly appreciate it, and we will give you shoutouts during the stream as well. Thank you so much for joining us. I will be running Armour Astir Advent by Briar Sovereign, which is a powered by the Apocalypse magic mech game. It's sci-fi fantasy, and the core premise of the game is that you are rebels in a cause fighting against an oppressive authority. For this particular game, we're going to be running it in a setting that I've been working on for forever. So we have all that shit ready to go. And ultimately, we are here to have fun and raise money for a great cause. And remember, if you can't donate, sharing the stream and donation links can also help. Please do that. Okay, so let's start the introductions. Do we want to go in Discord order? Do we want to go in reverse Discord order? You know what? Let's
Switch it up.
let's go bottom to the top. Sean, your moment is now. Please say your name and pronouns. If you want to share a fun fact, you can. You don't have to. If you have any plugs to make, now's the time. Like, plug your shit.
Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah, I'm Sean. They, them pronouns are really any. I am around the internet, but I don't have anything to plug. I don't like create stuff. But if you want like a random tweet every once in a while, at the Empress, I guess, on Blue Sky. That's me.
No fun fact.
No fun fact.
No
Oh,
fun
actually, you know
fact.
what? That name came from taking an internet personality quiz. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit.
Mhm.
Is our fun fact just going to be what our name comes from? Because I could do that.
It could be. I don't know.
Grace, I really need you. Listen, I'm not gonna like tell you what to do, but also I need a whale
We do need
fact
the
in
whale
my
stuff.
life.
Yeah, we need the whale stuff.
Please. That's what I'm
I
asking.
can do my best on a whale fact.
Okay. Who the fuck are you? What are your name and pronouns?
Who even knows? I'm Grace. My pronouns are she, her. I am not really active anywhere on the internet anymore, so probably don't look for me. My fun fact, other than the whales, is that I'm currently locked out of my Twitch account, so I'm trying to say hello in the chat, and it's not working.
Oh, let her
Incredible.
in. Let her in.
I'm gonna do my best to speak on your behalf and also put a whale fact in chat.
Thank you.
And do I have a whale fact? No, but I can recommend my favorite chapter of Moby Dick, which is the one where Herman Melville talks about the depictions of whales over time in art. So he talks about different artists' depictions and how bad a lot of them are.
What's your favorite part about that chapter?
It's just funny because he has a lot of opinions on things, but he's talking about it through Ishmael, and so Ishmael's just being like his special little guy and talking about how this guy sucks and this guy couldn't draw for shit. So it's just funny.
That's really great. I love that. Excellent. Bob, who the fuck are you? Who are your pronouns? You know, that's something to say. Who are they?
Yeah. My pronouns are like little elves that are busy doing stuff right now. But my name is Bob. My pronouns are they them. I also really don't do it on social media, but I might publish some really small tabletop games in the future eventually. So you can find me on Twitter or Blue Sky at Bob H Boyd. Got in early with that.
Proud of
Fun
you.
fact. Oh gosh, I was gonna do this fact about how I've been unemployed for over a year, but you said it has to do with our uh, profile picture on Discord, and so mine are two
Oh shit, I forgot
albatrosses
to
looking at the
explain
camera.
mine.
And that's because I really like albatrosses. They're really big birds with long wingspans, and I'm a pretty large person with a really long wingspan. Theoretically longer than Michael Phelps' wingspan, actually, which is an interesting
Oh
story why I
shit.
know that.
Okay.
And I also have a tattoo. For anyone that's on the internet nowadays, there's one guy I know that really loves this tattoo. It is an albatross portrait, framed by some rope with this purple flower beneath it, and above it, and this has nothing to do with what this means now. I cannot emphasize that enough. But above it is the word goon, and that has to do with like in a comic book, a goon or a thug, or like on the hockey ice. But now that means something different.
Oh my gosh.
That's fucking incredible.
It's on
Yeah,
my
albatrosses.
forearm.
That's sick. I need to get tattoos. That's I need to read Moby Dick and get tattoos, and that's what this stream is going to inspire me to do. It's also going to inspire me to raise money for a great cause, medical aid for Palestinians. Please donate. Or else. I mean, not or else, but like
Oh my gosh, I'm seeing all this love for albatrosses. It makes me so happy.
albatrosses are sick as shit. They're so fucking huge. It's insane.
Speaking of nautical media, anyone read The Rime of the Ancient Mariner?
Yes, bitch. I was an English major. I read The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. I thought that was sick as shit.
If you don't
Okay.
have an albatross around your neck, then you're fucking faking it.
I mean, look, that's a new trend. We're spearheading so much right now. We're spearheading spouting whale facts and casual conversation, and wearing albatrosses around your neck. Ani, who the fuck are you? What are your pronouns?
Oh boy. Uh Hi, I'm Ani. My pronouns are she, any. Um eh, what else? So sorry.
No, you're good. If you want, you can share a fun fact. Other than that, like you're good. That's it.
Yeah, pronouns she, her. Fun fact, I recently got a tattoo of an otter, and when I showed some of the kids that I work with this picture of an otter, the three guesses for what animal it was a seal, a ferret, and a dog. So,
Yeah.
The
No, I think they were
tripartite otter.
right.
I'm
you
thinking
know.
I'm thinking about the medieval like explorers who would go to different parts of the world and they would like write down like, oh wow, that's what this animal looks like, and then they would just bring back a description, and everyone else was like, yeah, that sounds right.
See,
And
this
yeah,
is what happened with the whales too.
so true.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's so great. I love that. I love I love how locked in we all are to like marine biology. Um okay. So we've said our names. We've said our little fun facts. I love this for us. Donate to medical aid for Palestinians. Um, I'm going to introduce us to this setting by being like super cool and interesting and reading a textbook excerpt. This is it's a fictional textbook excerpt from the shitty authority. So, listen, it's not going to be particularly accurate information. It's going to be academic propaganda. The textbook is designed for children. Um, so think about like think about a little kid opening up this textbook and being like, yeah, that sounds right. And then that's what their life is. Before I read the textbook, actually, I'm going to give a super quick, whatever the fuck, summary of the setting. So basically, what if the 1960s, the 1970s, the 1800s sort of collided? And also, there were goblins and gnolls and orcs and elves and humans, and then like a whole bunch of shit happened. There's magic, there's mechs. That's the brief summary of this setting that I can give you. And now, listen to my dulcet tones. As I read this next book excerpt. Get hyped. Okay, let me find it in my little doc. Here we go. Blip, 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 blip. Okay. One night on the planet Grist, a great old spaceship crashed into a clearing on the continent Mauld. Strange people from a distant world emerged from the broken ship, and the Council of Sun-Blessed Elves arrived to greet them. After much discussion with the aid of translators, spells, and technology, it was discovered that the people, called humans, and the Council had common goals. Humans wanted to grow beyond their dead ship, and the Council wanted to spread the Lord's light beyond their lands. And so, hand in hand, an alliance was struck. With the completion of the Shawborn Oath, the Shrike Syndicate was formed. The Syndicate was small and young, but humans and elves were determined. With their combined spellcraft, Astirs, and intergalactic technology, they began the hard work of building a united nation without delay. First, the Shrike spoke with the goblins, who lived beneath the Council's mountain range underground. Small, simple, and beady-eyed, the goblins were easily persuaded with advanced technology and influence beyond their wildest dreams. Soon enough, the goblin race acquiesced to the Shrike Syndicate, and their lands were peacefully annexed in the Underhill annexation. The nomadic orcs, meanwhile, kept their cunning as sharp as their tusks. They concocted countless schemes and strategies to retain sole possession of their ancient trade routes that wound through sea and space. Even still, elves and humans were determined to convince the orcs that under the Shrike, their trade routes would be better protected, improved upon, and maintained. Eventually, after several years of delicate negotiations, and even a few skirmishes with some fearsome pirates, the Flukes deal was struck. The Orcish Whalesong Republic had the honor of joining forces with the growing empire. The Gnolls were the last Maldish race to become a part of the Shrike Syndicate. Unlike the goblins, who eagerly joined the humans and elves, and unlike the orcs, who required many treaties and clever dealings before they were convinced, the Gnolls took up arms against the Syndicate. A brutish and heretical race at the time, the proud Gnolls declared war on the Shrike Syndicate when it dared to suggest that they could all work together as one people to achieve a higher purpose. Humans and elves did not wish to fight and abhorred bloodshed, but the Gnolls gave them no choice after their raiding party killed innocent Empire civilians in the Cumulus ambush. With heavy hearts, the leaders of the Syndicate, Lord Montague Shaw and favorite Sarek Bourne, responded to the dangerous threat accordingly. The War of 13 Demons waged on for years, with both sides suffering casualties. At last, however, the Gnolls had no choice but to surrender. They were outnumbered, and ultimately lacked the conviction and ambition the Syndicate had. Gnolls did not see anything beyond their island, while the Shrike Syndicate had a vision to ascend beyond the solar system, to bring galactic civilizations under its wing, to grow in knowledge, power, and faith. On a misty dawn, in the heart of the Gnolls' island, the Precipice Accords were signed, and the war ended. At last, the Shrike Syndicate had united all of the Maldish peoples, and with mutual cooperation came innovation, progress, and industry. Now, goblins cheerfully toil in glittering factories and mines. Orcs speedily transport goods and peoples on daring journeys to distant lands. Gnolls serve bravely in the military, proud to fight for something far greater than themselves. With Mald unified, the Shrike Syndicate can begin to take flight. Thus concludes a summary of the history of the Shrike Syndicate. For further reading, see chapters 4 and 5 and defer to your instructor. Turn the page to see the quiz at the end of this chapter to test your knowledge. So that is
beautiful. I love propaganda.
It's great. It's great. Propaganda.
What are you talking about? That's what happened.
Well,
yeah, it's 100% what happened.
I was there actually, and that's what happened.
Oh, did you get 100 on your knowledge test? That is found on the next page.
No.
I just made a new Twitch account so I could join the chat.
Oh my god.
I couldn't get in.
Immense. Let her in. good. Okay. Beautiful. So the one thing that I'll say to like situate ourselves again in this world, so Shrike Syndicate, they're the bad guys, they're the authority. They have been like at this whole empire building thing for 100 years. So they are like a pretty new empire. And the Cause, who are called the Fabulists, are a pretty new resistance group. Until this mission, they're pretty under the radar and scattered and very like strategically what's the word I'm looking for? Like spread out. So that way, nothing can be traced back to one movement. So basically we have this new imperial empire. They've conquered this continent, this planet. They want to start to like make their way into the space race and conquer some planets and shit, but they still have shit at home to deal with. So that's pretty much where we're at. All this to say, I feel like I have talked enough. I feel like now would be a great time for us to introduce our characters. Are we ready to do that?
Sure am.
Yep.
Always.
Beautiful. Do we want to go in Discord order or do we want to go in reverse Discord order?
We went in reverse last time, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go regular then.
Right. Okay. Ani, are you okay to start us off, or would you rather us loop back around to you?
No, I can start us off.
Beautiful. Who the fuck are you? If you could say, like, your character name, your character pronouns, your playbook, and what else? Your hooks, and what your stir is, and then like a quick like summary of who you are. That'd be awesome.
Okay. So I will be playing S. S's pronouns are she, they. I'm playing the Adrift playbook, which is about being from another world. My hooks are never let elven culture and control flourish at any cost. Trust your gut, it's brought us only progress. You can never go back. Turn away from the things that make you feel stuck. And S's whole deal is that she used to be a part of the authority. She grew up in it. She very much bought into the church. And they turned away from her because she asked too many questions. And so now she is working with the Cause to sort of get back at them for this rejection. Oh, also because they rejected her, they made her a heretic, which means that she has this really cool, like inky black, like mark that spans across their back and like sort of up their face that from the side makes the shape of a comet.
Yeah, it's sick as shit. The only thing I'll add, and I promise I'm not gonna like lore dump every 2 seconds. So elves are a theocracy. They worship the sun, kind of, and when an elf is declared a heretic, that's like the highest crime you could possibly commit. You're like, branded forever. It's a dark mark on your soul that also like appears on your body. And the other fun thing about being declared a heretic is that when you're declared a heretic, you are no longer considered an elf. So you get like super ultra rejected.
And
So,
S
yeah.
loves that as someone who, I guess one other part of this that makes this character makes sense a little bit more is S is half elvish and half orc, but nobody would tell her that she was an orc. So she went around and asked a bunch of questions and got herself in trouble. So
Sometimes you ask too many questions, and that's
Right.
not really, that's not good.
She got
So now-
excommunicated by the elf pope.
right. And now she's just an orc.
Yep. And now she's just an orc.
That's better. I would rather be an orc than Catholic.
And you know what? S would probably not agree.
For the record, I need you to know that when I started to make these player character slides, I was like, we're gonna start with Ani, and I knew immediately that I was gonna do the why weren't you at elf practice one.
Oh my god. Everyone was always asking them this. Everybody wants to know why they're so bad at being an elf.
Okay, S, thank you so much for introducing yourself. And now we're gonna move on to Bob. Bob, who's your character? What's your deal?
Yeah, my character's a goblin. You mentioned adding some lore when S was explaining. So I feel like maybe I should lead up front with, from what I understand of elves in this setting, they're very into poetry.
You mean goblins?
Oh gosh, yes, goblins. Goblins in this setting, very into poetry. Everything is a poem, and everything is a poem, and everything is a poem. And another really important part of their culture, besides everything being a poem, is that violence is like a failing inherently. To do violence is to have failed to use your words, your most important asset in the world, to solve a problem. And so my character, whose shortest name that you will hear all night tonight is Cinders, is the opposite of that. Cinders is a forbidden, magical goblin poem about war, given life and form within the body of a dead goblin, and split between that dead goblin's body and a corrupted human-made Astir by a namekeeper who's I didn't take down their full name, but the namekeeper Milk is the name I've got.
Yep.
And what other information besides the full name? 'Cause I'm going to read the whole poem that's their name in a second. But what other information should I be laying down?
You should mention. You should say your hooks.
Oh, great. Yeah,
And then yeah.
perfect. I'm going to try to read these a little bit quick because I got too wordy with my hooks. First hook. I am the literal doom of the Shrike made manifest, and I take that seriously. Despite having hopes and a soul, parentheses, consequences of the flesh, end parentheses, I should never forget what I am. Second hook. All compliant members of the Shrike are complicit, and they all deserve the unique oblivion I wield. Those in charge deserve the very worst I have to offer. And third hook. To know war is a curse, the most dread curse imaginable, and I will not suffer the innocent being initiated into that curse without good reason. Those who attempt to take that choice lightly on behalf of others will learn what war is from war itself.
Before
Um,
you read out your full name,
yeah.
did you mention what playbook you were doing?
Oh, yeah. Good point. I'm doing the Wither. That's the playbook I'm doing, which fits well with being a reanimated corpse or a corpse being possessed by a thing that doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
have form.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Uh, Having done that, the full name of this character, who goes by Cinders normally, or Hands Full of Cinders, is in the wasteland, 100 years from now, hands full of cinders from everything and place. I will ask, was it worth it? And then there's 8 minutes of silence at this point in the poem, which represents the amount of people that Cinders has had to kill, which again is kind of representing a boon, not a boon, like a weight on their soul, a failing. Every moment of silence is a failing. So there's 8 minutes of silence, and no one will answer. No one will say, rest easy, you were strong and a good soldier. There's only thick ash and me in the wasteland 100 years from now. And that's my name. Don't wear it out.
Fuck yeah. It's so cool.
Read Poetry Heads. That was a pastiche of a poem by Stephen Crane. I forget its name, but it's really, really good. The whole shtick I have is Stephen Crane poems.
Yeah, go check out Stephen Crane. Plug for Stephen Crane.
Definitely.
Plug also for medical aid for Palestinians. Donate or else. Well, with that, hey Grace, are you ready
Hi.
to go?
Yeah, I can talk about my character.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my character's name is Drowning Mutiny, which
Holy
is a
shit!
bastardization of a Joanna Newsom lyric because I'm a parody of myself.
Fuck yes.
And
Also, I'm sorry. I do have to say really quickly, Grace. I'm sorry. In the slide, it just says "orc" played by Grace
I fixed
because
it. I
we
fixed
didn't
it.
have a
It's
name
okay.
yet.
Yeah, I came up with this name approximately half an hour before our game was supposed to start. But you can just call me Mutiny. That's fine. It's not my given name, but that's who I am now. I'm an orc, and my playbook is the Witch. And my quick pitch for this character when I first envisioned her was twofold. Firstly, what if Captain Ahab and Moby Dick were Signet and Belgard, Twilight Mirage? And secondly, what if Ahab caught Moby Dick and instead of trying to kill him, they became symbiotically entwined and they were both girls? So that's the quick rundown of my character. What else should I talk about? Oh, I can read my hooks. Actually, I'm going to give a little background first. So,
Yeah.
as the witch, I have a patron, and so
Yep.
my patron is the whale I've bioengineered to act as my Astir. So
Mhm.
she's a whale ship. Her name is Shearwater, and I stole her from the Shrike because she killed my previous whale, who I loved deeply. And now I keep her in a very unhealthy relationship because she doesn't necessarily want to be bioengineered, but she'd rather be bioengineered by me than by the Shrike. And we have a lot of very interesting connections, I will say. It's a type of closeness and a type of intimacy that is also parasitism, and it's not great, but that is what I have to do to defeat the Shrike, because my first hook is every moral compromise I make is worth it in the name of taking down the Shrike. And then another aspect to all of this is that with my previous whale, in orc culture, the journey and going on these seafaring journeys are very important. And so part of that in my previous life was that I had two companions who would join me in my whale ship and we would go on our journeys. And they have now, one of them died in pursuit of my new whale, and the other one rejected me and no longer speaks to me because of it. So my second hook is others have rejected me for the choices I've made, but I know that I'm right and I need no one else's approval. And then my third hook, which goes into a little bit of what I already explained, is Shearwater and I have a common enemy. Our deep personal connection is inevitable. I just have to make her see that. So that's my character. Did I miss anything?
No, I think we're good. Yeah, I think we've covered the basics for whale Yuri, for toxic whale Yuri.
Yes, that is my toxic whale Yuri.
Yeah. The one thing that I'll say, yeah, chat good. Thank you, chat. Um, what the fuck was I going to? Oh, so the one lore thing that I'll add is that for orcs, their Astirs have typically been sailing vessels or whale ships. So mutiny having a whale ship is not like a weird thing. What is weird
No.
is everything
It's
else about
weird
them.
that she's unwilling and that
Yeah.
I am doing this against her will. Because usually, so if we want to talk about symbiosis versus parasitism,
Mhm.
it's not always as clear cut. And
Yeah.
for more reading on that, you should read I Contain Multitudes by Ed Yong, a great science writer. Anyway.
You should also read Entangled Life by Merlin Sheldrake.
Anyway, so in most situations, this relationship between the orc and the whale ship is closer to symbiosis. And of course, there is always that element of exploitation that has a potential there to turn into parasitism. And in my situation, it's pretty much reversed. Like, the Shrike once parasitized this whale, and now I am. And
Yep.
I'm living with those consequences.
It's really great. It's really healthy. I love this for
English
you.
majors at the table is so true.
Right?
Facts. Anyway, thank you, Grace. Sean,
Yeah.
Sean, your moment. Your moment is now. Your moment is
Oh, great.
here.
All right. I'm playing Maple Kisses She They. Also Goblin, so has fancy poetic name eventually. And it goes Maple leaves on the edge of a poem without vocal cords. Uses her wings to paint life into every surface she kisses. Maple is a short and spunky goblin who was raised primarily by gnolls on an island. She was born without the ability to be poetic, and thus is here in Armour Astir as the imposter. So she got her anti-imperial mindset from her mother and her experiences working in the mines, and she developed her fascination for goblin culture from a neighborly goblin with a great name, who hopefully shows up, and a really neat poet who came through town. In order to prepare for like a strike at her mine, Maple underwent a dangerous surgery to connect themselves to the concept of the world to like actually be able to do poetry with a physical implant. Their creative partner, also their Astir, is Surge, a mech that is two folding fans that project a malleable physical form. Think like Chiyu from Pokemon or like Green Lantern powers. Mabel's earnest go-getter goblin who yearns to experience as much life as possible while still protecting folks that are like her. Do I need other things?
Read your hooks.
And I'm gonna post all the poetry in the chat that are
Good.
part of her
Poetry
name if I
posting.
can.
Poetry posting.
Oh, that's a smart idea.
But yeah. What else do we need?
Read your hooks, please.
Shit.
You're good. You do have hooks. Are you good over there, Sean?
Did we lose Sean?
Oh no, I'm hearing Sean's voice and an echo.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Perfect. Yeah, my headphones have been turning off every once in a while today.
Oh.
It's stupid.
Hello, welcome.
So yeah, what else do we need anything else?
Your hooks.
Oh right, yeah, hooks and connections, obviously. Hooks are do the stupid things that make you feel alive. Never back down when faced with the enemy, de-escalate with the rest, and help others find their poetry.
I love this.
Yeah.
We will get into fashion corner with everybody soon, but I need you to tell me what Maple wears.
Yeah, fair enough. Maple wears a dress. Like her favorite outfit is a dress that she sewed herself out of a bunch of her own wanted posters, and then has dyed in very like bright colors, to like stand out a little bit.
Queen, legend. I love all these characters so fucking much. It's not even funny.
I never described my appearance, I realized.
Yeah. What do you look like?
I will read some choice lines from my character sheet if I can find it.
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say, I'm going to read some choice lines for Moby Dick, and I was ready to just
I
accept
should
it.
have Moby Dick open in front of me, but I do not. I have
That-
2 copies. I should
I got it,
rectify
don't worry.
this. Oh, excellent. Okay. No, but okay. Mutiny looks bedraggled, and it constantly looks like she hasn't slept in 10 years. She wears a big cloak that's ragged at the edges and a very bad hat, and has the energy of a starving feral animal. She's having a very normal one.
Yeah, the one thing that I know about all these characters is that they're really normal. It's great.
I also forgot to give my character appearance. S looks very similar to a standard elf, except a little bit wrong. So she's a little bit too tall for an elf. Her skin is a little bit greener, as opposed to like the normal gray. And her teeth seem a little bit too large for her mouth, and just generally looks very sad all the time, and also naive, which feels like you couldn't be both, and yet somehow they really embody that. And they are frequently seen wearing the same set of clothes, like a freak little cartoon character.
Perfect. Bob, what does Cinders look like?
Yeah. For you Melville heads out there in the chat that really like Herman Melville, so I took a direct connection on Cinders' look from Bartleby the Scrivener.
Yep.
Just looking at and this is part my remembrance of having read that for the first time. It also like just a little bit of online searching to confirm my suspicions, but I believe that Bartleby, who eventually just wasted away at his desk continually saying I would prefer not to when asked to do work, was described as like pale, neat, and forlorn. So I imagine that Cinders, Handful of Cinders, is pale for a goblin, but as far as a pale looking goblin goes, is about as normal looking as humanly possible. But like if a normal guy looked like they were sick enough to die at any moment, that's I think what Cinders look like.
Normal. Very normal.
Super normal.
Mhm.
We're all really extremely normal.
And they kind of talk. They talk like very quietly.
Uh-huh.
That's an important part of how they look.
Yep,
They got kind of
yep.
like a dark hair comb over.
Goblins typically don't have hair, but I would love for you to have some just because.
Definitely, yeah. It can be a toupee or a hair system. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
yeah,
people
yeah,
call those.
exactly. It can be hair can be made out of poetry.
I'm always saying this.
All right. So we've introduced our characters. I'm so proud of us. I'm really fucking hyped, y'all. Your characters are so fucking cool. Okay. So listen, in the interest of time, Beams games like Beam Saber has like you gather information and this kind of thing. I'm not really gonna do that. I'm gonna give you the briefing, and you're gonna have like an opportunity to find out a little bit more information. Nothing like super extended, but just to like if you want to know more. And then whoever's gonna lead a sortie is gonna lead a sortie. We're gonna get there. It's gonna be great. So here's the deal. Milk, who's been mentioned before, is a very old goblin who wears like very kind of rustic like farmer's clothes. Definitely like patchwork and like splashes of color on it. On their clothes. I think the one side of their face is like burnt and scarred. Um, and they've got like some chipped ears, big ears. Goblins are like, here's the deal: the average goblin is 3 feet tall. Um, and they've got big bat ears. Goblins are like pretty bat-like. Got a big bat nose. Just think of a weird bat nose, and whatever you're picturing, that's what Milk has. So this old goblin is going to kind of approach you all. I'm just gonna say that y'all are hanging out on Shearwater. Like I don't,
Okay.
if you're cool with that, unless you want to be in a more neutral location.
Charged situation from the beginning. I'm into it.
Okay, great. Y'all are hanging out on Shearwater. Shearwater's not your carrier. We didn't have time to make a character, to make a carrier. We're just kind of whatever, hand waving that. I think y'all. Here's what I'll pitch. I think that you're all kind of like pitching in with like scrubbing Shearwater, like basically maintenance. You're doing whale maintenance.
Mhm.
Is my pitch. Anyway,
Okay.
Milk is gonna show up. This very old goblin is going to basically give you this briefing. It's to give you this mission. I'm not going to deliver a ton of this in what's it called? Milk's voice, because I don't have that in me right now. What I can do is just give you this briefing. Cole, first of all, shout outs to Cole, who was like, yeah, you can put a Google Slides up on stream. And then was like, do you need me to flit around slides? And I was like, if you can. So huge shout outs to Cole for basically being the point and click person for a PowerPoint amongst doing so many other things. Also, they like fucking make the stream happen every year, and it's incredible. Shout outs to Cole. Cole, if you could be so kind and go to slide 7, which just has the words "the briefing" on it, and we can get information from there. Fantastic. I'm just gonna like start reading, and if the slides time, great. It doesn't have to. It's not the end of the world. Get ready to look at a bunch of text on your screens. It's gonna be really exciting. But here's the deal. It is the 100th anniversary of the creation of the Shrike Syndicate. There is a movie to honor and celebrate the occasion. The movie is called Where Demons Go to Die, The Battle of Wreath. It is a war movie.
Huzzah.
For the record, I spent so
where I'm
long
from.
thinking of a cool name for this thing. This movie will be broadcasted across the syndicate. Everyone will be watching, including the Waitless. The Waitless are the Shrike military. In the movie, a prototype of a new Astir will be revealed to the public. It is called The Light Remembers. It's a pretty unoriginal name because elves worship light, and the generation ship that humans crash landed into on with whatever is called the Remembrance. And they were like, let's just slam these two concepts together into The Light Remembers. Anyway, The Light Remembers is revolutionary. I don't think that anyone has a ton of information about what makes The Light Remembers basically the Gundam of this world. Like, this is an Astir that has the potential to like completely change like warfare, and it could, has the capability to like do some really fucked up shit. That's what you know about The Light Remembers. Here's the deal. You are going to journey into the film itself and steal the prototype of The Light Remembers. But you're not just stealing the prototype itself, you're stealing the idea of it. So you're really taking away not just like the physical thing out of a piece of fiction, you're also taking the concept of it from people's minds, and you are stealing it for
Fuck
the
yeah.
cause. While you are journeying into the film and stealing the prototype, another fabulous squad is going to steal valuable resources and plans from Precipice Peak, a key military base. So this film, Where Demons Go to Die, is going to be broadcasted like everywhere, including Precipice Peak, this military base. And it's going to be one of those things where like for once all the soldiers can take a break and watch this propaganda movie, and it's going to be awesome. We're going to be amped. It's going to be so cool. While they're watching this movie, you guys are going to be in the movie fucking it up. And another fabulous squad in real life is going to be ransacking this fucking base. You will leave the film when the light is successfully stolen. When you exit the film, you will be inside Precipice Peak at the location of the screening. Your job is to continue successfully stealing the Light Remembers and destroy as much of Precipice as possible. Get in, get out, make a mess. Here are your do's and don'ts. Do steal the Light Remembers from... I actually came up with a movie name, so let me put this in here. Where demons go to die. And disrupt the film process. And then you also want to destroy as much of Precipice as you can on your way out. Do not kill civilians if you have the choice, and don't linger. You don't want to linger in the film. You don't want to linger in Precipice. Your job is to get in and get out. So that is the brief. That is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be going into a movie, then you're going to be going out of a movie, and it's going to be really wild. And I think that Milk, the old this old ass goblin, delivers all of this in like the bluntest like old person voice possible. And then I think like looks at each of you and is just like, yeah, so that's it.
I've been pretending not to listen for half of this speech and like gone off to do other things. But I'm listening very closely. I just don't want them to think I am.
I decided that Cinders is 2.5 feet tall, so shorter than your normal goblin, and they approach Milk, Namekeeper Milk, with their arms out, like really stiffly and weirdly, like as if for a hug. If a puppet was asking you to hug, kind of like Pinocchio. And they go, "Thank you, Father. I really appreciate you telling us about this." And give like a Pinocchio hug. Pinocchio hugging Geppetto, the moment that Pinocchio
Wow.
came to life. So like really divorced from the amount of the boyness that Pinocchio would learn over time. That's how Cinders do.
Crazy.
Yep. So as soon as you
Yep.
go to like touch them, Milk is going to just freeze up. And then just like really awkwardly pat you on the back
Oh my god.
and be like, yeah, uh, any questions? And then just kind of extracts themselves from Cinders.
When
No,
you
Cinders
say
does a quick hug and then steps half a step back, puts their arms at their side, and they just like stays that close
Yep.
to Namekeeper Milk, just staring right at their face.
Mutiny looks up from like welding something directly onto Shearwater's skin and is like, when you say don't kill civilians if you have the choice, what situations are we talking about where killing civilians would be acceptable?
Just kind of gives you this look and is like, if you don't have a choice.
Unsatisfactory answer. Walks away.
Cinders' head at a similar time in response to this rotates almost unnaturally like an owl's to stare in that direction accusatorily.
I don't even notice.
Yeah. No, I
No.
don't think anyone does. They're very short. They're like already very weird. I just imagine them doing a lot of stuff no one notices.
Yep.
It's like Chucky staring at you. Also, it's kind of
Listen, no,
Right.
not a lot of people notice. Milk notices. Milk notices because you're the same
Oh, yeah,
height,
Milk knows.
right.
and
He's my
you're looking right
father.
at them.
He knows what he did.
I think S had been sort of like sitting across from Mutiny, like with a little notebook out, taking notes on the things that
Taking
Mutiny was
notes.
doing.
But like
And then
welding directly onto the skin of a whale.
yeah, I'm like, okay, and we're okay.
Normal orc things.
And I think sort of like as Mutiny leaves, kind of looks to Milk and goes, so what happens if we linger?
Okay. Here's what happens. Apparently, Milk has just an old New Jersey accent. This is just how we're rolling today. It was gonna happen inevitably. It's happening now. Look, kid. If you linger in the movie, you're just gonna be in the movie. You're gonna become a figment of how they see you. So that's what happens if you linger in the movie. If you linger in Precipice, you're just gonna fucking die. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Got it. And S takes some more notes.
I want to say that Cinder's stiffly way after it is appropriate or like natural to follow up on the statements that were just made between Milk and and us, and is like doing the really too close stare. She goes, don't worry, we will not linger. And if we do, we can just eat everyone's hearts and leave.
We will not be doing that one.
We will not be fucking lingering, okay? We don't need to dwell on it. We don't need to linger right now.
Yeah, let's go.
And Cinder's nodding their head. Right. Yep. Won't be.
Okay, listen. Here's how you get into the movie. So it's gonna be happening pretty soon. You're gonna go into the movie. Here's how you're gonna get into the movie. You're gonna get into it. You're gonna ride on the Great Serpent. You all know what the Great Serpent is.
Yeah, we've all heard of it.
Cinder's shaking their head. Nope.
Okay, Orc. What's your name again? Masthead?
Mutiny.
Okay, mutiny. Can you fucking tell? Can you tell Cinders what the Great Serpent is?
I don't know that I am capable of doing this out of character.
Oh, that's so fair.
Papa, why would you not tell me what the Great Serpent is?
Expecting this from Cinders.
You're okay. Just like
I can tell us what the Great Serpent is.
Milk visibly like shoulders relax. I think that they can't quite meet Cinder's eyes. It's just
That makes sense.
Yep.
S like notices this and then like but doesn't say anything and is like so from what I remember reading in books, the Great Serpent is the gods that the orcs follow, and it's the reason why we have that symbiotic relationship with whales. And did you guys know that the whales used to be in the water? Like before they were like ships and stuff?
Mutiny is just looking disdainfully.
I need you to know that as soon as you said symbiotic, Shearwater like shivers. And it's like you all feel it. And then when you mention being in the water, there's like for Shearwater a very small whale sound. For you all, it kind of vibrates through your bodies. Anyway,
Mutiny just
Mabel is
standing
just, like-
stiffly, fist clenched.
Mabel's like giving very encouraging like gestures towards us, being like, "Yeah, you know orc stuff."
And I read it in the books, and that's what they told me. Is the whale supposed to do that? Mutiny?
Of course.
Of course.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
Okay, just checking. You know,
Everything's very normal.
I don't have my own whale, so I don't know.
Right. Yeah. I
That
don't know
makes
why you
sense.
would question it, obviously.
No, it makes sense. And then takes the notebook out and like writes while also being like, and the whales react to being called symbiotic, but that's normal. Art.
okay, great. So, anyway, Milk is like Milk is just kind of taking all this in. and is like, okay, I got shit to do. You're gonna be look, I'll perform. I'll pray to the. I don't. The Great Serpent's like not really my thing, but like we gotta. It's not my thing. I'll pray to the Great Serpent to get you into the movie. To get you out of the movie, one of you's got to do it. I can't do it, remote like that. We're crossing the boundaries between reality and fiction. Whatever. You're the one who has to get the Great Serpent in there to bring you out of it. Okay, we clear on that.
Yep.
Crystal.
And I'm sure Mutiny can lead us all through prayer.
Sure. Yeah, I would love to.
Sure. So to anyone else, it would just be kind of a groan. To Mutiny, you know that this is the closest that you've ever heard Shearwater laugh. And
I'm kind of like, shut it.
Great.
Like kicking.
So I think that there's like a chunk of time between now and you entering into the film. I'm not gonna like dwell on this at all. This is all to say that Milk's prayer to the Great Serpent looks like building a doorway. Just like literally a door that like opens into nothing. It's not attached to anything. It's just a door that you walk through and you're still in the same space. So like Milk is just spending time building a door. Like has the materials, is ready to go. This is your opportunity essentially to do whatever the fuck it is, lead a sortie. So this is where one of you is going to make the roll, and let me go over to, and this is your chance to kind of talk about how you want to approach all of this. If you want to ask for extra information, you can. But let me go over to the lead a sortie roll. Okay, so if you're leading with wits or following a clever plan, you're going to roll plus no, plus crew if success hinges on someone else aboard. I'm just going to say that's not relevant here. Plus defy if you're heading into danger carelessly. So you're going to do plus no or plus defy, depending on how you want to approach this. And I'm going to give you this opportunity now to kind of like, if you want to talk in character, out of character, whatever, about how you want to do this. You kind of like have your ticket in. That everything else is going to be kind of up to you.
Just an out of character question.
Sure.
Is this like a kind of, is the movie like a media thing that we would all know about? Like this is like the equivalent of a Marvel movie coming out, kind of? It has like that cultural saturation?
No,
or is this like
this is the equivalent of like Citizen Kane.
Okay.
Oh,
This is like a brand new movie that was commissioned specifically for this event, for the 100th anniversary of the Shrike Syndicate being formed. And so no one has seen this film.
is it like the film in Inglourious Bastards where all the people get burned alive in that theater?
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen Inglourious. I've seen a bit of Inglourious Bastards, but not that part.
It's
You
like
know,
it's a propaganda film.
it's
that,
a propaganda
the
film
premiere is happening
for-
in a small theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that you've all almost inevitably have seen like a trailer for this movie because it's been advertised to death. And I think what you've seen essentially is that obviously it's a propaganda war movie, and it's about the final battle in Wreath, which creatively is just called the Battle of Wreath by the Syndicate. So it's about the Battle of Wreath, and it's about this final battle, and it's basically like from this trailer that you've seen, it's basically like a rah, war's really hard, but we did it and we won kind of thing. Like that's the energy here.
Based on the show, does it look like it was filmed on location? Like at Wreath?
So I think because Mabel, you fucking grew up on Wreath. I think that you see a good chunk of it looks like it's filmed on location. You also see a couple of clips in the trailer that look like matte paintings, like matte drop backdrops. You can be like, okay, that clearly isn't. That's not legit.
Okay. So for some parts of the movie, I'll maybe know where we are. Maybe.
Maybe those backdrops become very real when we're inside the movie.
Yeah.
Here's a question: does anyone have any like concept of how that's gonna work? What it's gonna be like when we're inside a film?
Is this in character or out of character?
This is out of character.
I don't know.
I don't think any of you have any idea. You would have to probably ask Milk. And that'll be a roll probably.
In
Yeah, ask
character,
Mel. I'm just
Cinders
gonna
would
try to
never
figure it
ask.
out. I'm gonna piece it together. Well, no, I'm not gonna piece it together. I don't know. I have no, but
Cinders does not care. Me, Bob, like I'm like, does any of us have the kind of magical experience within that specific lane where they would go, "Oh, we're entering a film"? Yeah, I get that. It doesn't sound like that's the case. No one on
No.
our team is like had experience dropping into media before
No.
breaking the good.
I think I would be very like blasé about it. Like, yeah, that's of course that's what we're doing, but I don't really have an interest in that.
Mm.
Abel's real excited, but no expertise.
Great. I feel like this is a defy roll.
It does sound like the more we talk
Mhm.
about it.
I think this is you're heading into danger carelessly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, one of you is gonna have to make the roll. It's called lead a sortie. Like no one has to be the quote unquote leader here, but someone has
I-
to make the roll.
Someone has to do
How's
it.
everyone's defy
I think I
looking?
can do it. My defy is really good.
I have +2.
Oh, I also have +2.
Beautiful.
I only have +1, but I am
I have +1
the
as well.
most go douchey.
I also think that this fits really well because I do think S is ready to just go in there and like break things.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Let's do it.
Okay, great, beautiful. Here's the other thing that I'll say before you do the roll. You're gonna be entering towards like a little past probably the midway point. It's going to be the final battle sequence essentially. That's where the prototype is gonna show up and make an appearance. And you know, like the trailer very explicitly said like something along the lines of like this film celebrates the syndicate's past. The prototype, the light remembers, celebrates the syndicate's future. So it's a film that's both like here's the history of this great battle, and then also here's where we're heading. Isn't this great? Isn't this amazing? All this to say, the light remembers is gonna show up. Yeah, it sounds like if you want to roll lead the sortie, your time is now. But yeah, the light remembers is gonna show up towards the end, so you're gonna kind of pop in at that point. You're gonna do in media res, one might say.
I got a 10.
Nice.
Holy shit! Okay,
Nice.
great,
Off to a good start.
beautiful. So, what the fuck do you do on a 10 plus? Let me look through that really quickly. Blah, 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 blah. On a 10 plus, you make it to the action unscathed. So I think what it is that you all like walk through this door that Milk has built for you. And you walk on this door and I think it's kind of like a trippy like Willy Wonka sequence almost. Like you can feel yourself like you are on the back of a great serpent. So it's like these like smooth cold scales. It's like almost soft. But you're very clearly like you are riding on this thing. I'm now thinking about Spirited Away. But it's not a dragon, it's just a big snake. And you're kind of just going on this little journey. And I think like you know how in older movies there'll be like random like blips of color and then like these kind of like crackles on screen. I think that you get like you see like bits of that as you kind of travel. And you kind of like it's one of those you blink and you're in this you are in the world of the movie. So I will be clear here. You're in the world of the movie, so it's like everyone in everyone in this film world is treating this like it's real.
Which
Like,
it is, obviously.
which it is, obviously. You are in the world of the movie, and I think like you land you land in the middle of a skirmish between some like weightless soldiers and some gnolls. And the weightless is the Shrike military, and they are trained as dancers first before they like are trained to kill people. So they move in these very like synchronized, choreographed, like it's like ballet, but they're deadly. And they're doing these really cool sequences of movement. It's very like flowing and graceful and pretty to look at. But they're like launching like these like sun rays, or just firing fucking guns. And you arrive on this scene, and you hear like one of the loudest hyena laughs you have ever heard in your fucking lives. And from like the top of like a big like a sloped forest is this zip line. This is taking place on Wreath. This is being filmed on location, such as it were. From the top of the zip line, this knoll is fucking like flying down it. Launches off of the zip line. She like she launches off of the zip line mid-air. This like arc of magma, kind of like she like surfs on this on this arc of magma, and then like part of magma like kind of floats up and like solidifies into this like obsidian blade, and then she like dives down and plunges it through a through a syndicate soldier's helmet, and then like hits the ground. um for audiences who are watching this movie, this is the big bad guy entering the movie. Like, oh, what? Like she came out of nowhere, she just fucking killed this guy. What the fuck? For you guys, this looks sick as shit. And this Knoll turns, and she like lets out this like hyena laugh, and then she looks at you, and it's a really interesting experience because I don't really know how it feels like for you to become fictional characters. But you've reached that point. You are both yourselves and your fictional characters at the
Do
same
we have
time.
an appearance change? Like, is there anything noticeable, or are we just now the same but in this movie now?
I think
It's
because
like
you rolled a
fashion
10
work.
plus, you look like you blend in.
Okay.
You look like you're a part of the
So
movie.
we look yassified.
We look
Gosh.
yeah, you look yassified. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're dressed up as the bad guys.
Nice.
You
Oh no.
probably have like deeply
I'm
historically
wearing a cloak that is not raggedy and a good hat now.
Incredible.
yeah, exactly.
I think Cinders is wearing the same ratty goblin clothes. Like, I don't have a deep
Perfect.
fashion for them.
Yeah. I think that you're dressed in a deeply historically inaccurate clothing. It's just really, it's just not good. It's bad. Um, but there you are, and I think this Knoll turns and looks at you, and in Knollish, which is like very deep and resonant, um, she just like yells, "Are you with us or with them?"
Well, depends on who you're with.
With
She
you,
like
obviously, and Nolish.
Oh wait, does any of us know how to speak Nolish?
well, Maple
I
can
mean, we
speak.
probably do from being in the fiction, but also I probably
Yeah.
do.
I'm gonna say you all understand what she's saying.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm a poem, so maybe that gives me the ability to understand stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah, we all
listen.
do. We all do.
I think it might be a thing of like we're all in this
Exactly. Yeah.
movement. We
There's
all know some
subtitles.
Knowles. It's okay.
Yeah.
There's
Oh, that
subtitles.
would be
There's
funny,
subtitles.
but
I think that for so until you've arrived in this movie, whenever a Knoll has spoken, it has just been in Knollish and there have been no subtitles because this film does not take the perspective that they give a shit what a Knoll has to say. You know, it's very much like, hear that gibberish, and then, you know, the film continues. This might actually be a moment where she speaks Knollish and there are subtitles on the screen so the audience understands what she's saying. And that she's like speaking words. Anyway, she looks at Maple and she gives this nod and she's like, "Do I know you?"
You do
I-
now. It's Maple.
I want Cinders to like shuffle up, puppet like behind Maple and go, "What's the move, Chief?" And then they like holding their arms really robotically still in front of them, like crack knuckles, and it cracks like 1,000 times really loudly. What's the move, Chief? What do we do?
Oh, let's kill these fuckers. Come on. And she like gestures around, and there are like some advancing elven and human soldiers. There are also some gnolls and orcs in there in the wait list, because you know that's how colonization works. So you know they're there too, you know, dressed up in their finery and their soldiers' robes, and they're ready to fucking attack. So now's your time to fuck some shit up.
Mutiny looks at everyone and is like, well, what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
And then yeah.
I was waiting on Chief to tell me what the move is.
You're
roll.
fighting. I'll look for the mech. I'll look for the stir.
Cool. I think like in the film, there's like this great orchestral swell. It's very triumphant. I think I will also say that this film has been in black and white this whole time. But there have been like moments of where the film itself is like tinted or is like hand colored. So there have been key splashes of color throughout this movie, but for the most part, it's been in black and white. And as this orchestral swell is happening, and as this like big battle is about to take place, it's like very victorious and like hopeful, right? Like, oh, this is the big final battle. We all know what happens. You know, the Shrike wins. You guys can make your move. There are, hang on, let me actually give you some people to fight against. So you have, actually, if we want to get some visuals, Cole, if you could do me a big favor and just go to slide 21. Thank you, Cole. I'm continuing to kill and die for you. So this is a map of Wreath that my friend Zelda made. Everyone, please look at it and like ooh and ah and be amazed because it is
So
fucking incredible.
Mhm.
Look at this. It's so fucking cool. Holy shit. So this is where you are. And then Cole, if you could go to slide 22, that would be awesome. There we go. Look at my beautiful visuals. So so you have the Shrike is taken over like the top third and the lower third. The Knolls are the purple ones, so they've still got Lance now at the big volcano. And then the big battle is taking place on Tangle Street, which is the big you know, basically like the center for gift giving and community gathering and stuff like that. It's like a big meeting place area. That's where this big battle is taking place. Strata, that little island, is also still with the Knolls. It's traditionally been like a religious sanctuary kind of place. So all this to say, you guys are noticing these weightless soldiers coming at you, and let me give you some guys to go up against. So I was almost gonna read the names of the director and the script writer. They're not in this movie. Let me go to who the fuck? Where do I have my thing? Hang
You mean
on,
no
sorry.
self-insert? It's crazy.
True. Here we go. So we have General Dapple Avalanche. He's an elf soldier who historically led the final battle. He's beautiful and brave and heroic. He looks amazing. He's like his skin is literally dazzling. He's in this like beautiful like marbled Astir. Elven Astirs are like statues of revered ancestors. And the Astirs also like contain the souls of the ancestors. They can like guide you as you pilot. It's really cool to like have your grandma backseat drive you. That's what the Stir pilot is like. But this guy is like he's in his big ol' he's in his big ol' marble to stir. It's beautiful. It looks deadly. He like I think he has like some like two like daggers like made of sunlight or whatever, and he's like ready to go at you guys. There's
This fucker.
also did I make anyone else up for this? I literally didn't. I just had orc. I have in my notes I have orc second in command. So there's an orc soldier here too. Who you know what? I'm gonna say, is in a whale ship. But not a
Mm.
it's here's the deal. It's a whale ship that's not as fucked up by the Shrike as, let's say, Shearwater. But, we're getting there.
Can I pitch something?
Yeah, pitch it.
It's like, it looks like not a real whale. Like, it looks like it's just a suit of armor or like an engineered
Yes.
whale. But
Yes.
I can tell it is a real whale, but the Shrike's propaganda machine is being like, we don't actually do that to real whales. These are just machines that we make ourselves.
Yep. To audiences watching this being filmed, they're like, oh, wow, what a cool practical effect. And to you, looking at this sort of up close, you can be like, oh, no, there's a real whale under there.
Yes.
And that's what's happening. So
And
here
it's
are
like
your two.
armor bolted directly into its bones and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. The you hear this whale like it lets out this roar that for audiences is like a battle cry, it's like a war cry, and to you, you know exactly what a whale in pain sounds like, and that's what you hear.
Okay.
So these are your big guys to fight against. There's also like a bunch of like foot soldiers and shit that you can go against too, or soldiers who are like in kind of like, and these are more practical effect stirs. Or like magically conjured stirs, they after images and stuff like that. But to you in the movie in the world of the movie, they look real. But basically like the equivalent of a bunch of grunt soldiers. And then there are so many of them. Holy shit, there were so many grunt soldiers. And then there are these two big guys who you can fight, and then you can also look for the light remembers as well. So you got some options.
Do we want to discuss strategy out of character, or do we want to just go for it right now?
I'm fine either way. The strategy that I can be best
Mhm.
applied to is very impressionistic. It is that I can destroy things and eat them, and then move quickly across any space to destroy and eat more things.
Okay, because I think what I'm going to do is, without saying anything, I'm going to start going after the whale ship.
That's fair.
Beautiful.
What's our group estimation on if there are civilians in a movie?
Mm.
Maple would say yes, not probably immediately around us, but
I think it's an open question about what happens when you kill a fictional character in a movie.
I think I have to draw a line in the
Wow.
sand right now and say that Cinders thinks that any civilians in this movie are real civilians.
Okay.
Because Cinders is a poem
Yeah.
in a dead
Yeah.
body and has
True,
a
yeah.
hook that's about like not absent-mindedly forcing people, innocents, into war.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now we're doing the
But it
Predator
seems like
mission.
there's lots of enemies to kill.
Oh yeah, there's definitely
and-
yeah. hmm
There's lots of shit that you can do here.
Yeah,
I will also
I'm
say,
going surgeon because I don't want to kill
Yeah.
even fictional people.
go surgeon. You're a goblin. You weren't, violence. You weren't raised in goblin culture, but I mean, you were taught by your mom who like knows some shit, and she was like, "Yeah, goblins think violence is really embarrassing. Don't do that."
So I've got my
Um,
tiny paws in my name. I don't need any longer. So
Real. Yeah. So you're gonna go hunt for the light remembers. Grace is gonna go. Mutiny's gonna go after evil orc whale ship dude.
Yes.
Cinders, what are you gonna do?
I'm. It was S that led us into this, right? Did the lead the sortie
Mhm.
move and like is the
Mhm.
leader?
that's true.
I'm still kind of like awkwardly 3 inches behind. I guess they're. I was gonna say like over their shoulder, but I'm not tall enough by far.
You are so
By
short.
far. Oh my
compared-
god! Wait. Isn't S like 7.5 feet tall?
Yeah, you're like a third
yeah.
of their height.
Fuck. Okay, so I'm pulling on your pant leg.
Yeah.
Boss. Hey, boss. As
Huh?
as like as the other two of our group go off and do like important thing with impetus and with importance. What's it time for me to do, boss?
I'm boss.
Mm-hmm. On this sortie, you are.
Oh,
You led the way, and so you say what's good.
we're gonna find um okay, hold on. I didn't think this through maybe. Uh look
There's
for look
there's a moment where I think, especially for the camera of the audience, that uh, Cinders looks like less childlike and naive than they have so far, where they kind of like shake their head into their hand for a second and go, ah, "I'm sorry, Chief. What do you want me to destroy?" That's the question.
oh, honestly, anything elven you can find, whether that be people or stirs or just like general architecture, you can destroy that.
All right, you got it, Chief.
Don't call me that, please. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, friend.
Much better.
Okay, I think concurrently with this happening, I am already engaged. I have taken off and I have like taken on this whale ship.
Okay, fantastic. How are you doing that?
Question.
Yeah.
Can I see where the pilot is? Like, can I tell anything about the structure of this whale ship?
I think for the shits and giggles of it, I'm gonna have you roll. And I think
Okay.
what this is, and honestly, listen, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure in PBTA games you're not supposed to be like make a roll, but like whatever, I'm gonna tell you to make a roll. I think that this is going to be read the room. When you read the room to get insight into your situation, or dispel uncertainties. When you
Okay.
dispel uncertainties by clarifying the unknown or answering a question. Read the room is
Okay.
plus sense. Dispel uncertainties is plus no.
Okay. Do I get to choose or do you get
Yep,
to choose?
you get to choose.
I would love to roll plus no. That
I'm
would
sure you
go
would.
a lot better.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
I guess narratively, it's like I'm drawing on knowledge. I'm
Yeah.
not like trying to figure out what's going on with this whale ship specifically. I'm being like, okay, I'm basically a bioengineer. I know what's up with whale ships.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's
So I'm
less
seeing
like
like
you're...
what model might this be? Like what structural? Okay, I will roll. I have rolled a 7.
Okay, it's
Actually,
not too bad.
wait. I need to double check something.
Okay.
No, it's a 6.
Oh no!
No! I
Brutal.
thought it was +2 for a second because I forgot.
Okay.
Well, things are going great. Okay.
First failed roll. Please donate to medical aid for Palestinians in celebration.
Okay, yeah.
You Mutiny, you're going to mark 1 in Spotlight.
Okay.
That is Spotlight's gonna be, where the fuck is Spotlight on your sheet? I never fucking remember.
Bottom
where it
left.
is. Thank you. Spotlight's gonna be on bottom left. You'll see like right below
Mhm.
advancement, you'll see Spotlight. You're gonna mark 1.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Oh boy. So what do I gain from this? Like, what do I know now? What do I think I know?
You think, I'm sorry, you know
Mm.
that all you know for certain is that this whale looks a lot like Rosebud.
Oh man. Okay. Okay. Do we want to like pause what I'm doing now and then go like
Yeah,
to
I mean,
another character? We can snap back to me.
Yeah,
Cool.
sounds good. I think for narrative's sake, it's going to be, this whale is going to try to attack you, right? Because like you're
Yes.
you're approaching it. It's gonna let out this roar again. You can't tell if it's angry or in pain or both. And then it's gonna like come at you,
Yes.
and all that stuff. And as it's like diving towards you in the air, we are going to let's cut to Maple.
Hey.
For the record, so this is happening in the movie, and this is really surprising to audiences. Some wild shit has started happening. It's been a really jarring shift in perspective because we've gone from the camera framing this whale ship as like, again, like this is a heroic orc who like chose to fight with the syndicate. This is an incredibly courageous thing to do. Wow, you're like an example of your people or whatever. And this is like, why are we in the perspective of an enemy? This is very strange. And instead of it cutting to like Dapple Avalanche, the heroic elf we've been following this whole time in this movie, we're gonna cut to a fucking goblin who's gonna be running around Reeth doing God knows what. Maple, what are you doing to disrupt this movie?
I want to see what I'm like. I want to look for this Astir, and then if I fail to find it, I'm looking for the way that I can most blow some shit up.
Okay, beautiful, fantastic.
So I guess
This sounds like Read the Room.
Yeah.
If you're like you're like sensing, you're like investigating, you're looking around the space. So this is gonna be a plus sense.
All right, let's go. I got 11.
Oh fuck. Okay, great. So you can ask 3 questions. You can ask them at any time. So you don't have to ask all 3 now. You can if you want to. But yeah.
Yeah. Where can I find the light, you know?
So I think that as you're looking around, and again, this is a wild thing. You're on a movie set. You're in the world of a movie. You're also in like your home. Like you you grew up here. Like you know where you're going, and you know what this is, and it's like it's very surreal and strange, but it's also familiar. And I think that there is an outcrop near Lawn Snout, which is the like tallest volcano, and like it's held by gnolls still, but like there's an area that's like contested, whatever. You're like fucking booking it through here, and you can there's signs of conflict, whatever. The point is that you know what? Actually, I'm going to change it. We're going to save Lawn Snout for something else. You are traveling through Reeth, and I think that Oh, okay. you're traveling through Tangle Street, and I don't think it takes you very long to reach the shoreline. And there's that little, like, kind of tiny little mini island connected by a bridge called Chert? Question mark? I'm probably mispronouncing that, but Chert. And I think you see it. You see the bridge, and I think under the bridge, you start to see this shape emerging. So that's where the light remembers is. It's under the water.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll tell. I guess I'll tell the squad.
I sure do have a whale that used
sure
to
do have a
be
whale.
in the water.
That's true. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll just be like,
No,
hey.
I'm not aware of this. I'm busy.
Oh yeah. Well,
Certainly we have comms, right?
certainly,
Yeah.
certainly we have comms, and certainly since I don't really like the way you treat, I feel like I might just read out of Shearwater and be like, hey,
Oh, is
You wanna go
Shearwater
back in
on
the
the
ocean?
comms?
Oh my god, love that.
Oh.
If
No,
Shearwater's
mean-
on the
obviously I
comms-
wouldn't let that happen.
yeah, but also like I would not let it happen. So
But I'd say Maple has like a very loving and mischievous streak, I feel like, based on the
Yes.
experience we've had so far.
No. So if we want to do something where it's like directly contacting Shearwater,
Mhm.
I don't think you can do that without going through me, but also Shearwater can act independently from me. So like I'm gonna
Mhm,
hear it,
mhm.
but
Oh yeah, that's okay. That's
Yeah.
totally fair. Yeah. I'll just be like, yeah, it's under here. Come if you want. I'm gonna go. I don't think my mech's actually good for this, but it's fine. Star's not good for this.
Okay, cut to vignette of Mutiny like midway through getting ready to attack. Facial expression abruptly changes. Okay, cut to what's going on with
Maple.
Probably that one.
All right. I mean, you still have 2 questions. If you want to ask them now, feel free. If you want to hang on to them.
That's true. Let me check these questions. I know at some point one of these I'm gonna ask for sure. No, I already kind of have a goal. Wait, hold up. How? Yeah, no, I'm gonna hang on to him.
Okay, sounds good. So we're getting Shearwater over here. Don't worry about it. It's all good. This shape is emerging from the water. It's no big deal.
Oh god. Can I stop this from happening? Like I need to fuck up this person who's hurting this whale.
So you're kind of caught between a whale and another whale.
Yeah.
I think that what I think you would have to I think that's a weather the storm roll to me. It's either
Mutiny is my dear friend, and I would like to distract every living being in our vicinity by beginning to enact extreme violence.
Yeah.
That was the end. Sorry, that was the end of my statement. It sounded like I was going to say more, but I wasn't.
Did you really need to say anything else? I don't think so.
Yeah, I could.
I am now
Yeah.
enacting extreme violence.
Every
End of
single sentence
statement.
is just waiting until you get to violence, and then we know. All right, that was the point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's poetry.
I'm trying
to
to
me.
I'm trying to live up on all the inspirations I listed out in the chat, but like really I just kind of want to like okay, let me roll Clash please and use
Yep.
modifiers.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think like both because we do need to cause a lot of destruction.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
also because that's what I do as a war poem in a dead body.
Mhm.
And I also think it would be
Oh, yeah.
advantageous for at least what Mutiny is doing. And Mutiny are buds, right? Like our gravity clock is
Oh yeah. Do you
friendly.
want to read it for context?
Yeah.
Or I can read it.
No, yeah, go for it. You read it, please.
Cinders is unsettling to me, but I have become unsettling too. I have to put aside my feelings so that we can destroy the Shrike together. So it's kind of like I think you're a weirdo,
Mhm.
but we have a common goal.
Mhm.
Anyway.
That's a good
I
one.
also realize, S, I haven't circled back to you. So I think as Cinders is like prepping to fuck shit up, I wanna pop over to you, and see what you're doing.
Okay. Sorry, I just didn't want to interrupt anyone. But can you just give me a brief overview of where people are at right now, just so I have it all oriented in my head?
Sure, totally. So we have Cinders is like in the middle of Tangle Street where this big battle's about to take place. We have in the middle of like the squiggles. That's where Cinders is. Towards like the little shoreline to the right of that is where Maple is. Maple is like watching the shape of the light remembers emerge from the water. Also in the midst of everything near Cinders is hang on, Mutiny, who is simultaneously ready to fuck up this whale ship, but also stop
About to be
Shearwater
fucked up by her own whale,
getting
probably.
getting fucked up by her own whale. It's caught between a whale and a whale. What are you gonna do? And then did I cover everybody? I think so. That's
And-
that's what. Did I forget
and
anyone?
There's someone else here too. It's the orc
The elf
second in
guy?
command.
There's an elf. There's an elf for you to kick ass with. The elf is General Dapple Avalanche, who is the historic elf soldier who led the final battle. Is
Yeah,
beautiful,
say that
brave, and
5 times
heroic.
fast.
What was that?
Say that 5 times fast.
General Dapple Avalanche is beautiful, brave, and heroic. He is in like a gorgeous Astir. Again, this movie, the most of the time has been in black and white, and like you can really see the contrast between like the really pale stone and like the darkness, like the shadow that it casts and all this stuff. And it's like glowing and has like the Astir is gripping these two like really huge daggers that are made of sunlight, and the hilt of the daggers are like really like covered in ice. So that's General Dabble Avalanche.
I think it very much so in like comparison to that. S is in their Sir, which is also a marble statue of an ancestor, except it is in much more disrepair. Like the face of the ancestor is like no longer really identifiable. It's been mostly rubbed off in like combat and through like mistakes. Um, and you can see at one point there was like gold, maybe paint or like actual gold that sort of like accentuated the curves and cracks in the marble that is now like extremely faded and like chipped. And S is a stir, which um I think anytime anyone asks S like what their stir is called, um you can like see that they're saying something, but all you hear is an empty silence as if like the name has been taken from them as well. um and the Astir is holding similarly um like a small knife as well. And I am just gonna charge that dude and try and, I don't know, break something on his Astir.
Yeah,
That's
fucking
really
go
my
for it.
goal.
Okay, great. That's gonna be a plus clash. So all right. So that's gonna be that's gonna be exchange blows plus clash. And let me go over to your thing really quickly. So okay. So hang on, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. Boop 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 boop. Okay, you have an arcane approach. Right. Okay, yeah, that's what we decided. So you have an arcane approach. You're tier 3, because that's what like most Astirs are. If I am misremembering, too bad. I'm right in this moment. And let me go over to our best friend, the approach matrix. Oh, great! Good news. You act with confidence against divine
Huge.
stirs. So any one you roll becomes a 6. Get hyped for that. So you're gonna roll 2d6 plus clash, and you're the same tier, so there's no like issue with that. You can just make the roll. Let's do it.
Clash is clearly not S's strong suit. I have a +0 to this. But
Can I help?
they're feeling very impulsive.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Cinders, if you want to help, then you can do a help or hinder roll.
Okay.
That's going to be blip 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 blip. So when you
Our
help or hinder
gravity clock?
someone, yeah, it's gonna be with gravity clock. That's gonna be a +1, so 2d6 +1.
Okay. Sorry. I shouldn't have cut you off because there may be people in the chat that don't know those rules, but I'm looking right at the book. Okay, so I was just thinking that maybe like the fallout from, because I didn't know that if we were starting in our stirs or not, but I imagine that maybe Cinders was calling down their stir, and just based on their general nature and their stir's general nature, it could be as a destructive enough call down to kind of distract the entire battlefield enough to give some help to S.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good to
Okay.
me. That's gonna be a 2d6 +1.
I will do that. We've got, that's a 12.
Holy fuck, Jesus Christ.
I'm
Okay.
gonna goof up my first actual like attack roll, but that was a 12.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Also, I just realized that technically, oh yeah, sorry, never mind. We were correct. So, so as you're operating with confidence and advantage, so that means any one you roll becomes a 6, and
We
then
will never
also,
die.
and also you get to
Never
roll
die.
twice
Never
and
die.
take the better roll.
Incredible.
I mean,
This is going to go really well for S.
Also, very literally, the first time every one of you rolls the die move, I've already forgotten its name. Bite the dust. You have advantage because of a move I have.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Whoa.
Well,
So
I'm
quite
a
literally, don't
show.
die.
I got a 10 on my clash roll.
Nice.
Listen, how do you kill, listen, how do you kill this elf? How do you destroy the, how do you kill this elf and destroy every single ancestor inside his stir?
I think it like I think S gets close because this is essentially a dagger, so it's sorry, excuse me. It is close range, and like leans in, very close, and I think just sort of like almost like almost kind of like an insane sort of like caress, like S maneuvers this mech around this elf and just like very gingerly just stabs them through the chest. And I think um
Do you ever gingerly stab someone?
yeah, just like really like sort of like gently like a soft pet to the face, and
Oh my god.
just like I think says something along the lines of um like I hope you find the toy maker in the end.
Whoa. The audience like, what? What? Our hero?
This is insane. This is the
Is this historically accurate? Did he die in this battle? Did he exist? First of all, like, is this real?
He did exist in real life. This is a fictional
Okay.
portrayal of him.
Okay.
I think I don't know if he died in this battle or not. Let's make this decision
now he
right.
did.
What was that?
Now he did.
Now he did.
Yeah, I think it's most interesting if he didn't before the movie.
Yeah.
And now he does.
Yeah.
And
And
now
now we
everyone's
do.
like, oh, this
Or at
is
least, like,
such
all
an
records of
emotional
him.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everything's rewritten now.
This is truly insane. Here's my pitch for how this goes down. So I think like as you're saying these words to him in his dying moments, Cinders, you're calling down your Astir.
Yeah.
What's that like?
Uh, so Cinders, I think, has done the follow-up statement that we left them last on, which was correcting themselves when they kept calling S Chief. It's like, you got it, friend. And then like waited for S to get like just far enough away to be not in the blast crater. The Cinders' other two friends already off doing stuff outside of the blast crater. And then Cinders reaches inside their nondescript clothes through their own chest and like pulls out a dusty timepiece shaped like a heart. And there's like a big puff of dust. If you've ever seen Hocus Pocus, the character Billy Butcherson, this freaky, terrifying zombie guy with the sewn shut lips, like the first time they open his mouth and then there's a puff of dust and moths, that that happens. Uh, and Cinders begins to like chow down on this dusty heart slash timepiece and is like eating it ferociously. And there's like a narrator voice, whether that happens on camera only or across the actual world, who knows?
It happens
But
in
it
both.
says,
I'm just gonna
yeah,
say
both.
it's in both.
It says, in the wasteland, there is only ash. And as the last part of this and me happens, uh, the Wasteland 100 rockets down out of space and like it comes down with the giant mouth on its stomach eating Cinders. And the voice that says "and me" is the voice of Wasteland 100, the mech or rather the Astir of Cinders, which is the second part of the poem. Those of you that were here at the beginning and got to hear Cinders' full name, which is in the chat, after the 8 minutes of silence, the rest of the poem is the full name of the Astir. But they go by
That's really
Wasteland
good.
100, and she has a very cheery voice. So it's in the wasteland. There's only ash, and it's a narrator slash Cinders' voice, and then huge explosion, big stomach mouth swallowing Cinders, and me. And this is a very very upsetting mech. Also, I want to read the whole like description part I did because it's very large, but this used to be a mech called the Atomic Sentence, piloted by an authority, a Shrike general called Cork South by Southwest Halifax.
Great
And it's
name.
just been like that was all Emily. That was all Emily.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was
also thanks
sundered.
to my friend Arson. Shout outs to Arson.
Shout out, shout out to Arson. It's a very very good name. That's like
It is. It's a real
I,
good
I
name.
could not keep it.
I know.
But like I think in preparation for putting me in a body, Namekeeper Milk had to like sunder this mech, and it's like rust. Its face, its cockpit area, which is the face with like ears and eyes and nose and mouth, is just like leaking rusty fluid, blood. I think blood rust red fluid.
Yummy.
Uh, and she has forearms, two which seem to be a part of her original construction, but the next two, which very clearly are added on, they're like brand new, scrap made goblin arms. And again, there's so much more I could go into, but I think the last actionable important part is at the end of each of her arms are claws that seem to like anger reality. So looking at them always seems like you're staring at them across a long stretch of asphalt on a hot summer day. Just everything's kind of like wavy around them.
Love it.
Yeah.
And that's
Amazing.
Wasteland 100.
That's Wasteland 100, baby.
Mhm.
Wasteland, baby. Please donate to medical aid for Palestinians. As the sick as shit, the shit is happening. Okay. Also,
Yes.
here's my pitch for how this goes down. So we have the
Mhm.
sequence of S caressing the elven Astir and very gently plunging the dagger through the Astir cockpit. We have Wasteland 100 coming down in this like brutal display of just arriving. I think that like when she arrives, like she lands and soldiers fall. And it's like this very this dramatic moment, and she goes, "And me," and she starts consuming cinders as a way of incorporating them into her cockpit.
Totally.
This whole sequence happens. We get a
You get
glint
it?
of her claws that are like shimmering. And then here's the thing. S's words to the pilot, we didn't hear them because at least at first, because Wasteland 100 is making her entrance. So she lands, and then it's like a cut where we hear what S said to the pilot, but it's not like a flashback. We just hear the audio of her voice play. And we see the Elven Astir fall of, again, this is like the equivalent of, I don't even fucking, like, you killing George Washington or whatever. Like,
but now everyone
And
just
I do
knows
it in
George
real life,
Washington
too.
died.
Good.
That's true about me right now.
Yeah.
it's like
Let's
you've,
do
it's like
more.
So true.
You've killed General Patton. Like,
Let's find more past presidents to kill.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh shit! That probably wasn't a good thing to say on stream. So sorry.
Anyway, this is awesome. This is really cool. Do we want to take a break here?
I'm fine with that.
yeah.
Sure.
I'm cool with taking a break.
Let us take. Does a 5-minute break sound good? A 10-minute break? Where are we at?
5 is fine.
It's
7.
fine, yeah.
Yeah.
5 is
Oh,
fine.
7.
Okay.
I mean, I heard 7.
I don't know.
Yeah,
let's do
stick
a
10 if you
5-minute
need it.
break. We're going to we're gonna wrap up the film stuff pretty quickly, and then we're gonna we're gonna jump into your time in Precipice Peak. We're gonna go from there. Awesome.
Lovely.
See y'all in 5. Welcome back to the Roll Plus Bond 6-year anniversary. What word am I? Anniversary, university. We're not a university.
We're all learning so much, though.
Wow. Yeah, there's been a lot of English literature happening.
There's been so much English literature happening.
Not enough
Hello,
whale facts, though.
welcome back. If you are here joining us for the first time. If you're here joining us for the first time, I'm Emily. My pronouns are she, her. I'm here as part of the Roll Plus Bond 72-hour charity stream.
Quick thing, the chat is saying that we're very quiet right now, so I don't know if we want to fix that before we continue.
Oh, thank you, chat.
Oh, are we good now?
Thank you, chat.
Okay, lovely. Thank you.
Yay! Huge. Thank you, chat.
God be with you, chat. Sorry, that was dumb.
That was a good thing to say. I approve. Anyway, Roll Plus Bond 72-hour charity stream. That's why we're here. We're a bunch of tabletop nerds, and we are playing to raise money for Medical Aid for Palestinians, a nonprofit organization that provides immediate healthcare and medical resources to Palestinians in need of help. If you would like to make a donation at any point during the stream, we would greatly appreciate it, and we will give you shoutouts during the stream as well, which I realize I have been neglecting to do. I'll find that link. But in the meantime, thank you for donating. If you haven't had a chance to donate, you can also just share the link and share the stream and share, just like spread the news and get other people to donate. That would be awesome. We're here to have fun. We're here to raise money for a good cause. And speaking of having fun, we are playing Armour Astir, We're in the middle of a big epic movie battle that's happening inside a movie. And we're like fucking shit up. Anyway, okay, we had last time on where demons go to die, the Battle of Wreath. We had oh, actually, you know what? I think it would be really cool if General Dapple Avalanche like falls like dead, like the Astir falls, we know that he's dead, and like the film goes completely black. Like there's a moment of like all the audience sees is just like pitch blackness, and it's like, oh my god, what's happened? And then boop, the movie like spurts back onto the screen, and we see Mutiny. Mutiny, what are you trying to do to this whale ship over here?
Well, I'm what I have discovered from looking at this whale, I'm almost certain, like completely certain, let's say, that this is a very similar whale to the one I used to have. And so I know orc bioengineering, I know exactly how this whale is made, I know where this pilot is sitting within this whale, and I know I want to kill this pilot with minimal damage to the whale. And so I'm going to target my huge harpoon, and I'm going to send it straight into the mouth of the whale, where I know the pilot is seated at the very back of the throat in the cockpit.
Okay. Good luck not damaging this whale in the process.
Yeah, but I'm certain. I'm absolutely certain.
You're absolutely certain, and you know what? Certainty
And I'm
counts.
acting on really great information that I received from a really good roll, of course.
Yup, you're doing great. Cool. I love this for you. Also, chat says we're getting close to 1K in the first
Yeah, we are.
day, which is fucking
True.
We're
incredible.
at
Holy
929.
shit. Oh my god. Please, you know what? Would be awesome if we could get to 1K over the course of the next couple hours. I think that'd be really rad.
I believe in us.
I believe in us. I believe in raising money for medical aid for Palestinians.
If people donate to medical aid for Palestinians every time we say our Astir summoning phrases and or destroy an enemy, I think we'll definitely make it.
It'll be good.
Or another
alright.
cool thing.
So
Whenever we say something cool or rad or great, that's a great opportunity to donate.
Agreed.
Whenever we say the word whale,
Whoa, way too much.
That might be extreme.
I think it's just enough.
Well.
So when you exchange blows, I think this is exchange blows plus clash.
Yes.
You're using your quote big fucking harpoon, which is okay. Again, I personally do not have it in me right now to go through the whole process of like, you're on the same tier. Your approach is profane. I think that because this is a bioengineered Shrike whale, I think that its approach is arcane.
Okay, that's neutral.
Yeah, that's neutral, so you're fine on that. And so you're the same tier, neutral. You have like your cool weapon stuff. I think this is just oh wait, no, you didn't get a good roll on okay, you did not get a good roll. So never mind. So in that case, yeah, you're just rolling 2d6 plus clash.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, I got a 10.
Oh, beautiful. There we go. So in the game of Armour Astir, you have like certain NPCs become defenseless / like, whatever, are like in big trouble after a certain amount of dangers. In the interest of time, you got a 10.
Can I pitch something?
Yeah, pitch something.
I try to engage the harpoon and it doesn't respond to me, and then I feel Shearwater like take control and redirect the harpoon from where I thought the cockpit was to where she knows the cockpit is.
Yes, love that. Love this. Hey, Mutiny. How does it feel? How does it feel to be physically manipulated by your whale?
Bad. I don't like it.
Interesting. It feels bad, and you don't like it. Can
I
you just,
don't like it at all. It feels
you just-
very bad.
yeah. Can you just tell me a little bit more about that? What does it feel like?
It feels like I had the completely wrong idea of what this relationship was until this very moment. Like, this is, I think, her first moment of absolute clarity that she's losing this battle. And the fact that she's characterizing this relationship as a battle even is the problem. But she had thought, like, we are making progress. I am building this relationship with Shearwater. We are going to have a healthy relationship. We are going to have what I used to have with my old whale who died. And this is like, no, I don't have any control here, actually. I've realized now. Like, she is still her own person and is still, well, she's still her own whale.
Yeah.
And is still,
You're losing the
yes,
battle of
of
love with your
course.
whale?
Yeah. I know.
What an interesting and perceptive whale that whale must be. You also, your character also, Mutiny also incredibly interesting. But like the love between Mutiny and the whale is really kind of a whale of an idea.
Thank you.
But yeah,
Thank you.
I think so. I think visually, this
Yeah.
is very fun because Shearwater looks like the failed remnants of a Shrike whale ship. Like, I did my best to turn her into not a Shrike whale ship because the modifications they made were invasive and harmful, but I couldn't be entirely successful, and that it ended up just making her look kind of worse for wear. And so now we see this, like, kind of broken down looking whale ship plunging a harpoon into this glittering, beautiful whale ship.
Yep.
And if you have
Yep.
anything else to say, that's where you can take over.
I think that this is an opportunity. So, okay. I think that S was able to just like one shot kill this fucking general. Partially because the general was really surprised that this was happening. Like, this is another elf, as far as he knows, going to kill him. Which I don't think he's ever really experienced that before. And it was this moment of like literal like shock and awe, like what is happening. I think for the general was this moment of like, I failed. Like, I failed in my faith. I failed in my being killed by one of my own. Like, what is happening? Is my like is my god here? I don't know. And then died. This orc is second in command, member of the waitlist, soldier for the Shrike, is much more used to fighting other orcs. And all this to say, I was still not expecting a big fucking harpoon to go through, his fucking whale ship. And so I think, like, for the sake of this is me wanting you to do the move strike decisively. So I think, like, you've done this exchange blow. So either your opponent takes a risk or you take a risk and put your opponent in peril.
I would like to take a risk and put my opponent in peril.
Okay, great. Thankfully, thank God, this little miscellaneous rules reference here. The person taking a risk decides what it is, so you get to decide what your risk is.
Okay. I didn't mention this, but I did roll my boons when the sortie started. I would now like to activate Shielding Boon to give my patron 1 influence and avoid taking.
Beautiful. I mean, that makes a lot of narrative sense also, because she's learning movements.
She is getting a lot of influence here.
She's gaining influence over you. Okay, so she takes an influence. You no longer take a risk. And then, yeah, you put your opponent in peril. And I'm pretty sure that I assign perils, but let me double check what this deal is. And the person giving a peril decides what it is.
Okay, so I decide.
It's the opposite.
Yeah, you decide what the peril is too. Fucking tell me what that.
Okay, I'm gonna say like what I'm thinking. You can help me form this into something.
Yeah.
I kind of want the whale ship to like itself put the orc pilot in danger. Like not necessarily the whale ship turning against the pilot, but something mechanical breaks within the whale ship and that puts the pilot in danger.
I think what's really interesting is that because it's Shearwater who's helping direct you.
Yes.
And I think that you were aiming for where you thought the pilot was. And I think Shearwater directs you not towards the pilot, but towards something like important within the whale that she knows about because she's a fucking whale.
Yes.
And it's like,
and she was a shrike whale, so
and she was a shrike whale, so she extra knows this whole situation. And so I think that she kind of redirects your harpoon throw towards like a something like I'm picturing like a pipe bursting, like
okay.
I don't know, steam.
There are like old-fashioned candles everywhere within whale ships. I don't know if that's something we can work with.
No, that's
They're
legit.
just like literal wax candles everywhere.
Yeah. So maybe is the peril melting?
I was thinking on fire.
Yeah.
The waxy whale.
Let's have the peril be ablaze.
Yes,
Ooh,
beautiful.
that makes more sense.
Okay, fantastic. For the sake of time and efficiency, do you want this? Do you want to roll straight right into my God, strike decisively?
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Beautiful, Shrike decisively, one might say. The fun thing
So
is that you
true.
can roll plus clash or plus talk, whichever are appropriate.
I'm feeling this is a real clash situation.
I also think it's a real clash situation.
I really love that I made my clash +2 at the last minute.
You really pulled through for that one.
And I sure did just get an 11.
Oh my God. All right. So here's what's happened. We've had a big, like, the hero of this battle die. Not only was killed, but killed by another elf. And now we have an orc killing the second in command.
Who's another orc?
Yep.
The poetry.
The poetry of it all. What does it look like? And honestly, like, do you have any interest in preserving the whale?
I do, yeah. How would that look, though? Well, I think first of all, being ablaze means I can, like, retake control of the harpoon and, like, plunge it into the orc's body without repercussions. I think I can just do that and kill the orc pretty easily.
Yeah, sure.
But saving the whale.
Can I say that when you kill the orc pilot, you like draw the harpoon out of the whale's throat, and then the whale essentially like regurgitates the pilot's body?
Oh yes, nice.
Fantastic. Just this lump.
The whale is still ablaze, though.
Whale is still ablaze. I don't think this whale is particularly happy.
No. How far away from the water?
Actually, how far away from? You know what? I'm gonna say you're pretty close.
Can I like? I'm trying to think of how I can do this physically. In throwing the harpoon, can I like pierce the orc, lodge it into like a metal area or like a part of the whale's armor that's not the whale itself, and then use that to drag the whale into the water?
Yep, you sure can do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, great. So this is fucking nuts. So we have, to the audience watching this,
across the syndicate. It's this random orc character out of nowhere kills the second in command character who has like had a whole probably like arc about being conflicted about serving the Shrike, but now for this final battle has come around and is like committed to it and is now just fucking dead. And this rando has fucking killed him, and then like you are dragging the whale to the water, and it doesn't look charitable. You know, this is not a like good thing for the audience to witness. Um, it's yep, but you sure are can put that whale's fire out. In the meantime, Maple, you are watching
Yeah.
the light remembers emerge from the depth. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't really have a set design in mind for the light remembers. I'm going to ask you each, if you're comfortable, to just give a one-word descriptor of what you think this Astir looks like.
Blinding.
Okay, we've got blinding.
Yeah.
That's good. This isn't what I want to pick, but I need to do the friends at the table reference and say us. That's not what I want to pick. Winged. That's what I
Ooh.
want to pick.
Okay. Got blinded.
I'm trying to find the right synonym. Give me a
Yeah, no worries. We've got blinding, winged.
It has an aura, and I don't have the right word for it.
blasphemous.
Oh, blasphemy shit. Oh no, it's a profane one.
What's the adjective form of aura farming?
Well, it's also like what is it giving, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
What
okay.
is the aura it's giving?
I mean,
like I would say
maybe that's
imposing,
the
but that seems
adjective,
too
giving.
obvious for a
Just giving.
Shrike mech.
It's giving. Capital G giving. Oh, pretty
It's
in
giving,
the chat.
and you could be giving to medical aid
Uh-huh.
for Palestinians right now.
Oh my God, you could be
Sorry,
giving
had to.
medical aid for
Period.
Palestinians. If you care about whales, then you're in this chat, and if you're in this chat, you should care about medical aid for Palestinians. So please donate.
Yeah. Now's your time.
Also, I like pretty. Love to see more adjectives in the chat.
Oh yeah, thank you, chat.
I think it's got like bits. It's got like things around it, you know? It's not like one piece.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so like fragmented, segmented.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Fractal.
Fractal is good. So it's all of those things.
Yeah. Okay. It's blinded, it's winning, it's blinding, it's blinding, it's winning, it's blasphemous, and it's fractal.
Nice.
Honestly, yeah, like I like the idea of you not really being able to see it clearly. It's just this like beam of light. And I think like this is the moment in the film, and the director intended this. Like this is the moment in the film where we go from black and white to color. And I think we go specifically from black and white to Technicolor. And we
Nice.
like watch the we watch like the cyan and the yellow and the magenta like kind of flow together into what is the color film. And instead of it being this really defined shape, this thing that we can clearly see, I think it's still this like almost absence of space. Where much lens flare, thank you, Sean. It's this almost absence of space where like it's just this like blinding light. But we can see still these wings that it outstretches, and it's these wings are like very like angular and sharp. They don't look natural. And the fractal part of it, like I think like I'm picturing like kind of like little like pinpricks of light surrounding it. And I'm also picturing kind of like icicles surrounding it, this kind of like halo kind of situation. Sean, if you have any other additional thoughts about like the bits and bobs around this thing, feel free to contribute. But that is what emerges from the sea. And it lets out this noise. And like the other thing about this is that the Light Remembers is a prototype. This isn't even the finished product, which is I think part of why you can't see it clearly. And I think it's also
How-
part of why that in some ways, like I think in some ways, the viewer gets to define, or at least you guys, you as the players, you as the characters, get to define what this thing is. But you have
What
this opportunity.
scale are we talking? Like, how big?
Fucking huge.
Oh god, I'm so small. I'm just so
Really
small.
fucking
Tier
big.
5, right?
In
This is
relation to Whale Ship?
in relation to Whale Ship, slightly bigger.
Okay.
The good news is that it's also an idea. So, however you want to
Mhm.
steal that.
I would like to establish that when one of this giant mech's wings even flutter, and especially if they were to like flap and carry its weight, there's a sound of discordant violin
Mhm.
in everyone's
Ooh.
ears. Only if they're looking at it, though. If you're not looking
Yeah.
at it, you can't hear it.
Love that. Love that. Beautiful. Excellent. In fucking incredible. I love this. So Maple, I mean, like you're the one who gets to witness this up close.
Uh-huh.
What's that like? What do you do?
I'm gonna make discordant violin sounds. I'm sorry, I'm not
Yeah.
Keith McCarberry. I can't make every sound. I can't do that.
I think Abel does for a second give in to some astonishment. Like this probably is like beautiful in some fundamental way, and it's so much bigger than me. I'm in an Astir, but my Astir is like only a little bit bigger than me.
Mhm.
Well, first I gotta ask, where do my hooks pull me here?
Oof. Let me go look at your hooks. Two stupid things that make you feel alive. Never back down when faced with an enemy. De-escalate with the rest. Help others find their poetry. Man.
Many options.
Pretty good.
Frankly, all of these could be applicable here. I mean,
Oh,
never back
sounds
down
are
when
down
faced with
again?
never back down when faced with an enemy. De-escalate with the rest.
Hmm. Sean, you back?
So, yeah, I'm back. What I miss? I
Oh.
heard the never back down from an answer. That sounds true.
Yep. Well,
Yep.
never back down from an enemy. De-escalate with the
Okay.
rest. I think that's where your hooks are pulling you.
Yeah. I guess with that in mind, what is being overlooked or obscured here besides, the sister being blinding?
What is being overlooked or obscured here? There's no pilot.
Oh.
Hmm.
Do you share that with all of us?
Yeah, I'll share everything. I'm sure you could see most of it, but like this thing's on its own.
I'd like Cinders to be busy. Cinders and Wasteland 100 to be busy mowing through drone robots, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take the failure on this and say that I do not know what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, do we break 1,000? We did.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yay.
We broke 1,000.
Heck yeah, chat.
Holy shit. Thank you guys. Oh my
Big
goodness.
deal.
Big deal. Big whales.
Big whales. Whale.
God.
Thank you all so much for whoever is donating and sharing and just promoting this. We really appreciate it. Medical Aid for Palestinians is obviously a really vital organization in general and especially right now. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Something's happening. Right. Okay. So yeah, I think here's the added information I think that I'll give you here. So you see the Light Remembers is without a pilot, and you also kind of see that because of that, like it's not really moving that much. Like it's kind of just there to shock and awe. That's kind of it. So that's its deal right now.
Yeah. Okay. So immediate thought for like how to steal this idea was like outdo it in some way, but I don't think I'm gonna be capable of being brighter or bigger or more imposing than the thing. So I guess what I'm gonna try to do is just show that it won't, other than that moment, won't like shock and awe people. So I guess I'm gonna try to just as um like obviously as possible, like what did we lose?
No, it's okay. That was Ani. Her internet just
Okay.
crashed.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Rip. Yeah, I think it's just obvious possible, just like kind of go after it to try to get people to be like, hey, like, look, you can attack this thing too.
Fuck yeah.
Interesting.
Because you literally have implants to perform poetry. I think that this is an opportunity for you to perform a poem. Whatever that looks like. Whatever move you wanna make that into. That's what I'll pitch. As to what you can do here. I think that would be really interesting if an idea, if an empire's idea of a perfect Astir went up against a goblin who was not raised with other goblins, but wanted to be a poet so bad that she had physical implants in her body to make that happen. So, it sounds like you want to exchange blows.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Am I able to help?
Are you able to help?
I would like to try and help.
I would love
Tell
for
me
some
how you're
help.
helping as you're dragging a
That's like the whole point.
a whale on fire into the water.
Is that still happening or?
I'd like to help as well, and or
Okay.
if
If I'm
Mutiny is
too busy,
unable
that's
to.
okay.
I mean, listen, I can. You haven't had a chance to help her, Henry, yet. I'm gonna say that you drag the whale into the water. It is no longer on fire, though it is very upset. And you have an opportunity to help here.
We can both help though, right?
I believe so. Yeah, you can both help. Whatever.
I was just going to let Maple like run up on Shearwater's back just to be larger.
My thought was that I'm rampaging through all of the kind of like drone enemies at the center of this area, and I'm able. I think it's actually it's Cinders, not Wasteland 100, that's able to pick up that there are like drones approaching, like that have moved past us, approaching Mabel, and I like grab a nearby drone and rip it in rather both Cinders and Wasteland 100 cooperate to grab a nearby drone, tear it in half, and then throw both pieces at behind them at such a velocity that the two drones that were attempting to approach Maple and stop her get destroyed.
Sick. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
let's have that happen. I think that so Grace, I don't know this is a roll. I think you can just do that. I think you can just have
Okay.
I think you can just have Maple like run up on. Although actually, hang on, it does depend because Do you think that Shearwater agrees with this? If you feel like it's more of a negotiation, then I feel like it warrants a roll.
I think it might be.
Okay, yeah.
Because, like, I'm trying to think, because Shearwater wants to see the Shrike fall as well.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, having someone run up onto your back, I think is kind of unsettling when you're not expecting that.
Yeah, for sure. Totally. All right, cool. So I think this is a helper hunter roll. Let's do
Sure.
it. That's 2d6 plus 1.
2d6 plus 1. Okay. That's a 9.
Okay. So you are able to help. So you grant Maple advantage. But you also become entangled in the consequences of her actions and possibly cause them.
Great.
So
I love that.
We'll see what happens with that. And I did just realize, I'm not sure if it makes sense for multiple characters to do help or hinder because what help or hinder does is grant advantage, and I don't think double advantage makes much sense.
You actually you can have double advantage. The max number of dice you can roll is 4.
Oh shit! Okay, I was wrong then. In that case,
I rolled a 13.
fucking Christ. Okay,
So,
yeah.
even if that wasn't the rule, I would have been really lobbying for that to count because I rolled double sixes plus 1, and that feels good.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So here I think is so okay. I want you to commit violence that horrifies the audience. Like I want you to commit violence that horrifies the people in the movie world, the actors who are playing these characters, and every single audience member who is watching right now. Before we do that, so Maple, you have double advantage now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Like I need you to make this roll. And what exactly? So I'm assuming this is exchange blows. Um,
Yeah.
okay. Do you think this is exchange blows plus talk or plus clash?
God. I think it's more clashy.
Mm-hmm.
It's man. It's like symbolic, but I think it is more like doing a thing
Yeah.
than saying a thing. And I'm not just
Right.
saying that because I can't talk.
I will say, like, and this is not, you don't have to do this for this role, but I think if to me, plus talk is more than like you're physically talking. I think it can mean like
That is true. That is true.
We're
It's like
all
convincing.
really bad
You
at
know, I
talk.
am kind of like talking to the audience. You know.
yeah, you're communicating something to
Also,
them.
No, you're
could
right.
it
Fuck.
be something
Let's
like
fuck.
Weather the
I got
Storm?
double advantage. It's fine. I'll roll. You know, with plus talk. And yeah, because I also think like what I'm actually doing here is like I don't have like maybe I'll actually hurt this thing, but like really what I'm trying to do I think is like just throw. I've got a lot of like wind stuff with like my fan powers and like all this stuff getting thrown. I'm just trying to like make it dirty as hell, like make this like monolith to like
destroy
perfection
like the
disgusting.
Yeah.
Destroy the
Oh,
image.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
yes.
great.
Love that. So you're using
Yeah,
you
whale
and
on
your
'em.
stir. What was that?
Sorry, I was just quoting chat. Someone said whale on them. That felt pretty appropriate.
Thank you, chat.
Yeah, and then do like approaches matter at all if it's talk?
This is a divine. Actually, you know what? Is it divine? Let me think about this at
I
the
don't.
top of my head.
It sounded
Based
pretty
on the
profane
fact
based
that
on the adjectives.
based on the fact that it's
it could be.
adjectives, let's do divine. Makes sense.
Sweet.
to me.
I'm also divine, so
Okay, great.
normal. Great.
Tier wise, I think this is a tier 4.
Okay.
You're a tier
So-
3, but like I don't fucking remember what that means in this moment. Tier stuff is like
Well,
one
it's
tier above you.
not disadvantage. It's the other thing that's not
As the other
confidence.
one, it's
Yeah.
despair, whatever.
Desperate.
One-
Yeah. So
One,
all
one,
your
one
sixes
tier,
become
one
ones.
tier above you, unless you have Bane, you have disadvantage.
Oh, it's advantage. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Once
okay.
you're above you.
So just one extra dice.
So in
then.
this case, I think technically it would be you have one
One
advantage,
advantage.
not double advantage.
Great. Sweet. Let's
So
do
it's
it.
good we both helped.
Wait,
Yes.
Yeah.
are you using any weapons? Because you do have a weapon with Bane.
I do. Yeah. I guess
Force
it
fan?
is in mode anyway, because
What is your force fans? Yeah.
yeah. There we go. Done. I'm just scratching in some like grotesque poetry in there.
I
Oh
love
boy.
that.
All right, let's do this.
Wait, so are you actually like writing terrible poetry, like on the surface?
I don't think it's terrible.
It's not
Well,
that
maybe it is
literal.
also terrible. I think it's like what like terrible to humans and elves. You know.
Mhm.
All right. I
I
got
have
a
no
5 and a
taste,
6
so
-1, so 10.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Christ. Okay, great. Fantastic.
bad.
And so, and I'm
No,
sorry. This
we did
was
it.
this was plus talk or plus clash.
Oh, that was talk. That was a talk. That's why it was -1.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. So, I mean, oh man. Okay, I do want us to get to like precipice shit. So I think I think like here's what it is. I think that like you do this like fan dance with your stir. And your stir are these two fans. And how does Maple usually like what does it look like when you use them?
Um, I think like tries to be dancy, but I think also in this case it's very like I said, I was writing in a thing, so it's
Mm-hmm.
probably pretty precise, and more like back and forth motions than normal, probably.
Yeah, totally. And I like this image of like you kicking up all this like dust and dirt and stuff, and it's like starting to stain and to like sully this like blinding stir. And in some ways, like you're giving it shape with by giving it dirt and stuff.
Mhm.
And you know, the shape, you know, maybe it's not as
Oh,
impressive as people thought it was.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And I
That's pretty
think
neat.
like and I think like in like the dirt and the muck and stuff that you're kind of like kicking up with these fans. Yeah, I think like they're you are um oh man. What is this? You tell me what this poetry looks like.
Um, so let me look at these adjectives again. Do 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 do. Wait, planning wind plus was fractal. Okay. So it's kind of just shaping it to be like the opposite of those other things. Like you can clearly see what it is. Um, your focus gets taken away from the wings. And I guess it's not the opposite for this one, but it's like blasphemous in a different way because of like yeah, like just like the gross poetry that's happening on it. And then it all looks to be like one piece. Like it looks like it was already pretty immobile, but like you didn't think about that because you were focused on other stuff, but it's like very clear this thing isn't really going to go anywhere.
And so, is this like revealing what it always was, or are we rewriting what it actually is?
Oh.
Who can say?
Who's to
Um
say?
I'm happy to leave
Just-
that kind of ambiguous unless we would rather have a
Mhm.
clearer answer here.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a clearer answer as we push forward. But I like that we're
Maybe,
Mhm.
maybe what we're doing is showing the reality, like stripping away the propaganda and showing what
Yeah.
actually
Mm,
could exist,
Yeah.
or like
yeah.
I think
something
you're
like that.
Yeah, I think you're stripping away the propaganda, you're revealing the reality underneath, and then you're also like corrupting the propaganda via this
Mm-hmm.
poetry.
Oh, I could see this being like I'm building up into like a a block of marble or whatever, and then like whatever the strike decisively would like shatter it into that actual whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
Totally.
cool.
That's cool as hell.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, actually, do you want to make a strike decisively roll?
I mean, sure.
Fucking go for it. Before we do that,
Are we supposed to
for-
destroy this or just steal it?
you're supposed to steal it. I think in this case, strike decisively is gonna be like instead of
steal
destroying
it, okay.
you're gonna take it.
Yeah.
Then before you do that, I do want to loop around
Mhm.
to boop 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 bow has a name that I totally know. I've been saying it all evening.
S?
What the fuck are your? Thank you. Hello, S.
Hi.
S. I'm so. Oh, you fucking killed you fucking killed George Washington. So, congrats. You've done that. Is there anything else that you want to do in this moment, or are you happy to just kind of like have the strike decisively thing happen?
I mean, I'm happy with with the strike decisively. I think at this point S is probably with the group and is probably trying to support in any way possible. Like also like this big symbol of the authority is like getting destroyed, and I think that that makes S happy.
Yeah.
So I think S's sort of role here is to just like play support, um, and like to step in if something goes wrong.
Totally. Totally. Awesome. And because I think I now want to build up to the tension of this strike decisively roll. Cinders, I was gonna circle back around to you as well. Because you had
Yeah.
this whole moment of what the fuck are we circling back to? We had a whole cool thing happen.
I've just been
Um,
destroying stuff. I've been destroying stuff under the guise of help rolls, but like
yes.
I've not done anything but help rolls. I've just been destroying stuff.
I love this for you.
Kind of like, not like bland in the negative way, but like
Mhm.
it's been vaguely off screen. There's just like an
Yeah.
explosion of sparks and like pieces of elf mechs
Yep.
flying off. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, 100%. Wasteland 100 doesn't want to stop. Wasteland 100 wants to keep going.
Mhm.
She's like, "Come on, you can do it. We can keep going. We can keep going." And is like thrilled. Um,
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, let's circle back to the strike decisively rule. Hey Maple,
I mean,
you have this
what what
opportunity now.
what else does the moment require of me?
What else does the moment require?
Would it be useful for me to attempt to destroy a bunch more stuff here in a large area, or would it like because like I could spend resources to destroy a bunch of stuff in an area, or I could just roll to like really drive home how many of these drones
Oh no.
rating with my Astir's bare hands.
Okay, I heard most of that. When you said would it be better with the drones, you cut out for a bit, and then I lost what you said.
Oh, geez. I just meant, is there something more I should do, or would it be best if I just like kept mowing through drones and roll to represent how well I'm mowing through drones with 2 out of the 4 of my Astir's hands?
Do whatever's the most fun for you. I think.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I think that's the answer here.
Is there a more aggressive enemy than just a bunch of these drones? I mean, I know we've killed kind of like the general of the
The
movie.
audience?
The audience?
Yep, I think the audience is really I think you have an opportunity here to
Yeah.
do something that is so horrific and monstrous and like alien to the
Yeah.
people watching. That
Love
you
that.
Oh
like
my god.
you upset people, and that's saying it really lightly. And you force them to see a different way of being than anything
Let
they've seen before.
let me ask you a question. Does this fall anywhere under the hook of all compliant members of the strike are complicit and they all deserve the unique oblivion I wield? Those in charge deserve the worst I have to offer?
Yeah, I would say that falls under that really nicely.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Would at this point, would it be apparent enough to anyone outside of this who's watching this film that stuff isn't going right, that any of them would, just to quote my my stir move, malevolent kitchen. Let's see, what is it? What did I decide? Are any of them attempting to injure me or my allies?
Hmm.
Because if so,
Are they
I
trying
would
to
like to.
turn off the film?
Yeah, I
If
think
if so, I would like to roll
Do we stop
weave magic.
existing if the film turns off?
who
If so,
can
I'd like to
say?
weave
Let's
magic to
roll
cut
to
through space
find
and
out.
time. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay,
Guys, it feels like we're lingering. They explicitly told us not to do that.
we're not gonna linger.
Oh no.
I don't
We're
know.
not lingering.
Do you have to let it linger?
Jesus. I'm gonna get out of here then immediately because my stir move, malevolent kitchen, is when you weave magic, you are capable of making the insatiable hunger within you and your Astir feed on the fabric of reality. Move within intimate or melee range of an enemy that has attempted to injure you or your allies, and make your first attack with advantage. This can't be done again until that enemy has been destroyed or you have devoured part of them. So I think I'd like to roll channel to weave magic to pull myself across at least two planes of reality back to our world from the movie into appear where if people are trying to turn off the movie or where soldiers are amassing to prepare for our return.
Yeah, let me give you the guy that you can attack here.
Hmm?
This is going to be hang on. Let me go to my little guy. Because I really want to say this name. This is going to be Cleveland.
Hell yeah.
Who is a human arcanist. They are a human. So okay, not to lord up forever, but human magic is very like based in you are arguing with the universe to make your case and prove that you are correct about how things should go. And I think that they are very quickly and very desperately trying to essentially write like a whole like equation and like logic sequence to get the film to either stop or reverse itself, to have these events not be taking place. So Cleveland is like a big time a stir pilot as well.
But he's a normal guy in a building built for normal guys, huh?
Oh yeah, they're super
Yeah.
normal and a really normal building. It's they're within Precipice Peak. They've been which is the fucking military base that you're gonna be busting out of anyway.
Awesome.
And so yeah,
Bummer for
I think
him.
what was
Said bummer for him.
that? Bummer.
I rolled really badly, but I have a +3 to channel, so that was an 8.
Holy shit! Okay,
Nice. Okay.
okay, love this. So that was an 8, and that was weave magic, right? Okay. Let
Yeah,
me
that
go
was weave
over.
magic to do my move, malevolent kitchen.
That's sick. Okay, let me go to Weave Magic real quick. Sunshine, you succeed. Hey, you succeed, but your invocation is
Mhm.
twisted in an unexpected and dangerous way.
Kind of
Ooh,
exactly what I want.
I love consequences.
I love consequences. I do want to circle back to Maple Strike decisively roll, and I think that I want to go back to the invocation being twisted. Hey Maple,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
you have a poem to finish.
I do. Um. Well, we can't linger. And I'm kind of new at this. So I'm gonna end it with a bang and pull up my chaos revolver.
Yeah, let's go.
Fuck, you have a chaos revolver? That's great.
Yeah.
That's it. That's rule.
I think normally I don't it's not like they're not well maybe it actually is. Normally like the shape of the stir is like a little like merchant cart. I think normally like that's just like where you would like keep the hot dogs or whatever is where I keep the revolver.
Like you do.
Yeah, like I
Like,
do.
look,
So it's got ruin, messy, and profane. So this is gonna be good and bad.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be good and bad. And
Mhm.
again, here's a question: are you going against the directive of the mission? You're trying to destroy this thing, or are you trying to steal it?
I'm trying to steal it. I'm just trying to like do the thing where I'm like breaking it apart to show it what it is,
Yeah,
and
love
what
it.
Maple thinks it is something that's like small and stupid, and I can
Yeah.
carry in my pocket.
Okay, great, fantastic. Yeah, now's your time.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be, I think just straight up roll 2d6 plus clash.
I
I
think
do have. I had a
yeah.
proposal for how we could steal it instead of destroying it. But if your
Yeah.
goal is to like make it into something that's tiny, it's less effective.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what's your pitch?
My pitch was to use like the chain my harpoon is on as a lasso, so like you incapacitate and then I lasso it.
Okay. Also, it's power teamwork. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm down with that.
I love to volunteer for more roles. I love to experience consequences.
Yeah. So maybe I pull out the revolver and you like make a pitch, and I'm like, okay, sure, let's do it that way. That works too. Put it back
No,
in.
I look over at you with a specific look that's like, really?
Yes.
And then I pull up like massive, like so many times your size, and then raise the harpoon.
Yeah, I guess.
Perfect. Wonderful. This is great because your gravity clock is compromised, comrades.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna make that. You're gonna make that helper hinder roll. Have you made helper hinder roll with Maple before?
I don't think so.
Only one not to.
Okay, I don't think so. I think it's just a straight, by which I mean gay. 2d6 plus 1.
Hell yeah.
All right. Let's see. Okay, it's a 7.
Okay.
Great.
You become entangled with the consequences, which I think I forgot to follow up back on anyway. So now's our time.
Eh.
Yeah. Okay. So you become tangled with the consequences of their actions.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Can
Yeah,
I
literally.
In this.
can I
Yeah.
try and help Mutiny helping Maple?
Please. Yep. 2d6 plus 1.
I'd help, but I'm in a different dimension now.
How
You're
dare you?
You're in the
Probably
real world.
putting people in my tummy mouth.
You said it was 2d6 plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 9.
Okay.
Well,
So you
So-
succeed and you also become entangled
Wait,
in this.
Did you assist anyone already this mission? I forgot that increases it, right? Like if you've already assisted someone in a certain
Yeah, and it's if they've already assisted someone, like specifically you. So like in this
Mhm.
case, I don't
Oh,
think
gotcha.
that Mutiny has specifically helped Maple before.
Mhm.
Mutiny's
Mhm.
helped Cinders, but I don't think
Okay.
Yeah.
and same with
So I need to keep helping people then because I think I've helped everyone.
yeah, you're just a real team player.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm a little puppet.
A little wholesome guy.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't look too close. Sean,
Okay.
you have double advantage now.
Yeah. Yeah, I got double advantage. Great. Great. And I guess this is Clash. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter because since it's what it is, my talk is I get to use channel instead of talk anyway. So
Yeah.
10. Oh no, that's wrong.
Yay.
That's not the number. That is not what happened.
Oh.
To do 7.
What are the two eyes?
Okay.
Oh.
With double advantage?
Yeah, 2 4 1 2. Don't don't talk. Don't
Oh
ask
my
about it.
Jesus.
Okay.
You have a +1 on talk/channel.
On Clash I do. And then if it was talk, it'd be channel.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay, so it has to be
on
talk
7
or
to
channel.
9, you succeed as above, but choose one. And then you have these options. If you want, I can like screenshot it and put it in chat.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
I'll read it out loud. So you succeed as above, but choose one. You overreach or underestimate, take a risk. You waste ammo or words, losing a weapon until you can rearm, or lose the weight of some bargaining chip or piece of leverage. You strike carelessly, causing collateral damage beyond your expectations.
I feel so stupid. I could use my fucking residence move on this. But anyway, did you overreach? I think. Oh no, I couldn't because it's a different role. You waste ammo. That's. I guess. I don't want it to be collateral damage, but I think it is.
Would it be collateral
Um,
damage to me and S? Because
I think
we
so. Yeah.
were implicated in this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Mm,
Oh man.
Don't worry. I am giving you all advantage on your first bite the dust roll. So
yeah.
roll
Actually, you know what?
good.
I'm gonna overreach, Your Honor. I'm gonna overreach. I'm overreaching. This is what I'm doing. I'm fighting like
Yeah.
the mech.
Yeah. Who knows how
Okay,
many
take a
more
risk.
rolls we're gonna have
Who the
left?
fuck am I? I'm an imposter.
Dump your stuff in
Imposter
there.
syndrome is real.
Yeah. Real. Real. You're like, no, I'm a real poet. Look at me for doing poetry. I'm stripping you down to an idea that I am making of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're doing.
Nice.
And what the fuck is this risk?
Do we all take
Yeah,
the same
I think
risk?
implications.
Okay.
I think that
Yeah,
you
because we're all
either
implicated in.
I think you're all implicated in what happens. So you
All of
all
them get to decide their own risk, though, right? With
yeah,
the risk,
you
get to
you all
decide
get to
your risk.
decide the risk, but I think it's the same for all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Come to a quorum then, instantly.
Yeah, exactly. Immediately decide.
Decide on a single word. 3, 2, 1. Okay, next time.
If you need, I have pitches.
Let's hear some pitches.
Lingering.
Okay.
Lingering.
I mean,
Malingering.
honestly, you could. It's lingering in the sense of
Festering.
festering's really good. Yeah, festering's rad as hell. Let's do that. Unless Ani
What does
using
that mean in this context?
Like a peril.
Yeah, I'm confused what that means in this context.
What is?
I was just making a lingering joke, but
The,
I like
the
it.
first one made me think that like half of or some portion of their consciousness was still trapped in the movie.
Yeah,
But
Oh.
I think that
the festering
like,
makes me think differently. The festering to me is different. But like lingering, to me that means like 1/8 of your consciousness is in a movie still. It'll get back to you, probably.
yeah, I think we can go one of two directions. I think we can go in beep boop 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 boop. Oh, what if it's implicated? Like or what am I looking for? You know what? Festering makes sense to me. Or I should say I'll articulate what the fuck I'm trying to say and then you can agree or disagree and move on. But be the train come and hit the screen. I just saw that. Festering to me is like your hatred and hurt and pain against this authority, against this empire that would see you dead, that would see you a random like extra getting killed in a propaganda war movie. That would have been your role, right? And festering is like you're not focused on anything else. You just want to hurt them. Like you have a wound that is, physical, emotional, whatever, and it is not healed, and it's like you just want to keep hurting. That's my idea, but like I'm also happy for it to be like something like lingering, where it's like a part of you is still in the movie. Whatever you guys want to do, whatever you guys come up with is what I'm happy to stick with.
I think it's fun if we're still partially in the movie.
Hmm.
I'm just wondering how that'll play out.
Yeah.
Um,
I think instead of it being like you being partially in the movie in the sense of like, oh, your like consciousness is in multiple places. I think it's more like when you get to the real world, you have to like really focus on staying real. You kind of have to like Velveteen Rabbit yourself.
oh well.
And like get yourself to like out of being a figment of a director's imagination.
Hmm.
Does that make any sense?
I
We
think
can
I think so.
also just take a physical risk.
No. I was also thinking maybe we're still just like vulnerable to like people's perceptions of us in a
Yeah.
way that we were in the movie.
Hmm.
That's how I was
Mhm.
thinking about it.
So like we become what other people see us as.
Yeah,
That's fun.
or at least it's like an avenue to like further, complicate
Yeah.
us. That's all it's got to be.
That's cool. So with the risk
I'm done
then take the risk interpreted. Um
Oh shit.
the risk watched
Mm.
something something
Seen?
Perceived.
Scene.
yeah. Take the risk.
Perceived, yeah.
Perceived.
Take the risk perceived. That's what you're doing. So Maple, Mutiny, and S, you are taking the risk perceived.
Got it.
Truly incredible.
Am I able to use my boons more than once?
I'm gonna say yes, you can. Fuck it, whatever.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna give Shearwater one influence to avoid taking a risk. By what I mean, I'm giving it to her.
Oh, oh, okay. What the fuck does that look like, Mutiny?
Um. Hmm. I had only thought about this a little bit before I said it, so maybe I should think about it.
Okay, while you're thinking about it, I'm happy to switch back over to Cinders and whatever the fuck they're doing. Holy moly. Um. Thank you, Sean. Um.
Do you
Oh
want to shift
no.
to the violence?
Uh, yeah. Let's Cinders. What the fuck are you up to?
Well, first off, I mentioned in our game chat, I apparently messed up the chat commands. I was trying to bring up the donation info, but we're really close to
I
1,200.
got you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, we're so close. I think it'd be super cool if anyone has any ideas of stuff that we we could do to encourage donate. That's great. We should do something else besides the number of times we say whale. We already did that. We did that. We did that so well. Uh, I'm in the real world.
Yep.
I've jumped
Sure, buddy.
there in my Mac.
Uh huh.
So I mean, Cleveland. Was that the guy's
Yep.
name?
Cleveland.
He's dead, right? Like instantly.
Um.
I appear out of no space in a tier 3 Aster, and he is the center point of my thing because the malevolent kitchen. I eat through space and time to be in intimate or melee range for my Aster, or I guess technically it could be for any of them, but I in this case at least for my Aster. And if an tier 3 Aster is within intimate or melee range of a person,
Yeah.
they just
Sure.
kind of
Fuck it. You can
swash.
kill Cleveland.
Okay. So I do that. Um, because the big tummy mouth on Wasteland 100 opens up, the one that swallowed me originally when I called her down with that cool thing I did. And it just kind of like eats a bit out of the background of the film, and we go tummy first through that hole in space and kind of explode into the projection room,
Mm-hmm.
if there is one, of this movie,
Mm-hmm.
which I imagine causes again the death of Cleveland, and immediate cacophony and mayhem. Um, and I
Yeah.
guess I want to do more. Our goal is to like destroy as much as possible at this point, right? Like
Oh yeah.
once the rest of my team have brought
Mm-hmm.
the mech through reality to us, that's our only other goal.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Your goal is to take the idea of this prototype Astir, get the fuck out, destroy as much as possible of Precipice Peak on your way out.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I've teleported through space and time to a different dimension, and then I'm just gonna. I want to unleash. Let's see. What weapons? I want to say, yeah, cleave and dismantle. I think that's the
Yeah.
ones. Those are area, vorpal, dangerous, and drain.
Okay.
So, I guess for those in the audience, Wasteland 100 has two sets of arms. One originally part of its human construction, and then another pair of arms below that are clearly new and of goblin make. I've imagined the arms that are of human make are the ones holding the kind of ranged sniper type of rifle that Wasteland 100 has, the carving knife. And based on the mechanics of the game, Malicious Maw is kind of like the general punching thing that can be done with the goblin claws. Cleave and dismantle is like an overclocking of that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're supposed to destroy as much as humanly possible. I've appeared in the projection room of this theater. Um, Anyone who's complicit in the Shrike regime is guilty. And so I'm going to just turn Wasteland 100 towards the screen. I imagine where the audience is. And I'm going to use Cleave and Dismantle to destroy a huge area of things.
Oh yeah. This is and yeah, just to be clear, you are in like the theater of a military base. These are all soldiers
Thank
who
you for
have
making it
like
even more
taken
clear.
what was it?
So thank you for making it even more clear. Because like there's like levels of complexity or like whatever that could exist there, but you've helped me lock it into everyone here is on a military base. Thank you.
Everyone here actually, you know what? I will make it more complicated for you because I will say everyone here is on a military base. Most of these people are soldiers, but there are also members of the soldiers' families here. You know, there's civilians here in this audience.
May I read
Um,
from my hooks?
yeah.
All compliant members of the Shrike are complicit, and they all deserve the unique oblivion I wield. Those in charge deserve the very worst I have to offer. I feel
Okay.
like that applies here, right?
Sure. Yeah, go for it. I will just say
Awesome.
that, you're killing civilians in the process. Which is, your choice, your call. Go for it.
I think that still works for Cinders.
Yeah,
I
no,
think if
For Cinders it makes complete sense. I think
oh
I
yeah,
just want to be clear about like it is like to Cinders it is very cut and dry.
mm,
To the narrative of the game, it is a bit more complicated than that.
mhm,
But yeah, for sure. Like
totally.
this is getting yeah, like fucking waylaced.
I
That's
mean,
what you're doing.
are there more dangerous people within view? Because yeah, other than that,
I
I
mean,
can't imagine something
yeah,
about that.
there's a whole like Elvinister you've got to fuck up. Although it is 11:20, So I apologize for not getting you out of this movie sooner. But
There was so much happening.
there was so much
True.
happening. And we do still have 40 minutes. Yeah, so I think you have an opportunity to I think you have the element of surprise here,
Mhm.
and you have the opportunity to just like fuck shit up.
Gotcha. I have the opportunity to
And
destroy a lot of enemies and also some people who, to some people's views, could be considered innocents, but to
Yep.
Senders' view would be seen as like complicit actors.
Mhm.
Great, awesome. Okay, then I'm going to make an attack with Cleave and Dismantle to hit a huge, large area. Is the area tag. That has the dangerous tag as well and the drain tag. So, I mean, I can just remove 1 power really quick from my 3 power. It also has the Vorpal tag, which I'm kind of forgetting at this moment what that
So
does.
good
But
news. I went to the Vorpal section. Vorpal weaponry is exceedingly lethal. You may use this tag once per sortie to upgrade a risk you'd inflict to a peril instead.
hmm, hmm. Would that apply here or help in any way with like kind of like a regular old enemies?
I think
Or is that the kind of
that
thing that affects like the dangerous mech we have to fight here in the next 30 minutes?
this can affect the dangerous mech you have to fight in 30 minutes. So we can figure out what that looks like depending on the role and stuff.
Word. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna do that, and then this is my first attack after using Malevolent Kitchen
Mhm.
and like appearing in this area. So I get to do it with advantage, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna roll 3d6 plus clash. Yes. The highest 2. Awesome. Dope. 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 That's a 13.
Fucking Christ
Nice.
again? Jesus
I mean, I have
Lord!
the
We
maximum
simply
amount of
don't
clash.
fail.
We
Yeah.
simply do not. We have had one failed
Don't say
roll
that.
this entire time.
Don't
I had
don't say
one.
we simply
There
do
was
not fail.
one.
I don't
I had
have the
one.
confidence in that.
Yeah, you had one failed roll.
I'm not
Incredible.
letting
I
it
mean,
get
like,
jinxed.
listen,
No, no, no. I'm knocking on
donate,
wood.
donate for the amount of successes we have had. This is insane.
Donate to make me look like a fool. If we're unjinxable, donate.
Donate to wish failure upon these players. Um, yeah, fantastic. I love this.
I want
So,
to fail more, actually.
good news. I have this thing called influence.
So
I know.
wait,
I
can I
know,
just
and
like
I just gave you
destroy?
a second one.
You did.
Can I destroy
Um,
like the entire back of the theater and then also like hit this mech that we're about to need to fight?
sure, yeah, totally. I think that you know what? I'm just going to declare it right now. You're able to inflict a peril on this Astir. Um, the Astir that you're about to fight is. Phew. Do you want it to be a human Astir or an elven Astir? Which
Human.
one?
Human.
Okay,
Easily human. I want. I
gotcha.
mean, I mentioned in my wants during the like pre-season 0. I want them to recognize that this used to be the atomic sentence. This is stir
Yeah,
that I'm in. I think that would be the dopest, the
yeah,
bestest.
yeah, yeah. Oh man. Okay, great, great, great. Yeah, so I think that this is like the mech that you cause a peril to is it looks like a failsafe, which is a like regular kind of like grunt humanister that is multi-purpose. It's used for the military, but is also used in labor. It looks very unflashy, very utilitarian, very like boxy, and kind of like put together with whatever parts are available. That is what you go to attack, and that is what you inflict a peril on. What becomes immediately clear to you as you like go to attack it is that like this doesn't feel like attacking a regular fail save. This feels
Mm.
different. But you are able to cause a peril. Do you have an idea in mind of what this peril is?
I almost want to say the peril happens almost accidentally, right? Like I'm whipping out cleave and dismantle, which are essentially like a mimetically expanded version of the fist and claws, the goblin fist and claws, the malicious maw that I'm fighting with. And so that expands distance and fucks with time. And I think my original goal was just to like destroy everyone here in the theater, both the complicit air quotes here, innocent members of the audience, and also like the higher up military uh, folks. And just kind of like as a consequence, I end up kind of expanding past the back end of the theater and hitting this mech. And because of how dangerous and powerful using cleave and dismantle is, they have to like expend some armor
Okay.
to use
So
it.
maybe is the peril exposed?
Yeah, I think that's a good peril. Exposed.
Cool. Awesome. So we'll go with exposed. Oh man. I think you cut a bit, like not completely into the cockpit, but you cut enough where like you can see a glimpse. And the thing about humanisters is that typically speaking, like the outside isn't decorated at all. Like, humanisters are very practical. They're very much like built with like whatever's available, like whatever's easy to replace, whatever's easy to like they're not meant to be these, ideal force like military forces. They're more like, okay, it's gonna get the job done, and then if we can easily replace it, all the better. Um th- and also the outside of them are not decorated or not personalized. There's not a sense of like individuality here. Like the designs look different, but like, you know you get a glimpse into this cockpit, and like the cockpit is the one space in a humanister where like there is personalization. I think that you like catch a glimpse inside. And
They
I
cut
think
off its nose.
yeah. And
It
I
can be
think that
metaphorically cut off its nose. Just
yeah,
like,
yeah. And I think like that it's exposed in, physically. Obviously I'm in deep shit because my cockpit is being exposed, but also like my life is in here, that is also being exposed as well. And then I think we're going to cut back on over to the gang in the movie.
Hello.
mhm.
Hey.
I have
um
thoughts.
yeah. Yes,
Oh.
you do.
Yeah. Okay. So I think in in trying to shift my risk onto Shearwater, I think what I'm trying to do is make her into how she's perceived, as in she's kind of beat up, she's kind of broken down, she's not like in top form as a whale ship in appearance, but I want her to be that. And you can tell me if this is too much, but I want it to be like she got a sense of what it was like to control me, and I don't want that to happen again. And so if she becomes more broken down, I am wrenching more power from her.
Oh shit.
But I think her getting influence like neutralizes that in a way, because she's gaining some kind of power over me, and we can see how that plays out. But
Okay.
that's how this is happening.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Do you mind like giving me the highlights of that one more time? Like I'm following you, but I want to make sure that like I 100% get it. So,
So the risk we were getting perceived was like we become how people perceive us.
yeah.
I wanted to turn it to like how I know people perceive her. Like kind of like how I perceive her even.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Like
Yeah.
externally.
Frankly,
Yeah.
your perception of her is a kind of violence.
Yeah. And so I wanted to shift that to her, but I think mechanically and metaphorically, her getting that influence is kind of like realizing I'm doing that. And because we share, like, I don't know if I talked about this, I don't remember what lore I shared, but part of the bioengineering is that we share a brain connection. Like, we have that kind of intimate connection and we can share thoughts and feelings to some extent.
Mhm.
And so she knows this is happening.
Yep.
Yeah, and I
She-
think that's the influence.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to make her more subservient to me, and she knows. And so obviously it's not going to work, or like it's going to have consequences.
To follow your exact line of thinking throughout this entire thing, there is nothing that you keep hidden from each other. Not really.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
impossible. Like, that's how the whales work.
Yup. That's how whales work.
Yeah, this is entirely accurate whale lore. Just call me Herman Melville. With the way I'm being so accurate and correct in my whale lore.
It's always worked that way. It always has. It always will. And
Oh my god.
you're a cetologist. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fucking rules. I'm obsessed with that. Like, you try to
Yeah.
impose your perception onto her, and you are it's like, she's perceived, but you're also perceived right back.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's this like, I know what the fuck you're doing. Like,
We're so connected.
there's a whole experience happening, and it is a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm with it. We have we are perceived. We are perceived. We are. Fuck. Maple, did you make the roll? To Yes, you did. That's how we ended up
Yeah.
with perceived. So,
Uh-huh.
what's the state of the light remembers right now?
Yeah, getting dragged out of here.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, it's just, it's completely like cow tied or whatever, and gross and not, no, it's not imposing anymore. Yeah,
I think
but
you're a
it's just the
stir like.
thing that, yeah.
Sorry. So here's the thing about goblin asters that I feel like I never mentioned,
Mhm.
and now's my time. So
Mhm.
goblin asters are mostly like machines. Traditionally speaking, they were made. They co-created for like labor and like art and like things that are not war. Like Wasteland 100 is an abomination of a goblinister because in so many ways because she is designed for violence and that is anathema to the pre-colonial conception of what a goblinister is. Anyway,
Especially a
all this
human
to say
stir, too.
that goblinisters are also like alive in some capacity. They don't really
Mhm.
like talk with like a mouth or whatever. They aren't like you know alive in a way where like it's easily relatable to us, but they are alive and they do communicate, and like a goblinister and its pilot have a connection. um so Maple, I think you're a stir. Basically, kind of like the wind kind of picks up around you and like twirls around your ears, and that's like your stir laughing. And I think like the equivalent of your stir basically saying like, what would be the funniest thing to do? Make a joke of it.
Mhm. 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 For sure. Yeah. Let's do it. How do we? How the fuck? Hmm.
Can I say I have a really funny image?
Yeah, go for it.
So fun fact, goblins can eat anything.
Oh my god.
I totally forgot about
I
that.
forgot this. Your character is literally about eating stuff. How did you forget it?
I mean, I have a very controlled
Sorry.
set of things that I eat. My own heart,
That's so true.
sometimes
That's
flesh,
so
but
true.
there's a lot of other things to eat.
That's so true. Yeah. Sorry, I take it back.
What if
Disrespectful.
you like shrink what if you shrink the light remembers down and you just pop it in your
Yeah.
mouth?
Yeah, just pop
Oh
on.
my
Yeah,
God.
great.
It's a
Mhm.
movie. Why do we need to shrink it down? Just
Yeah.
eat it in
Look,
fast
last time I
forward.
tried to shrink it down, people were harpooning instead. So
Eat a whole giant mech in 5 times time.
yeah, I think we shrink it down. I think if you shrink it down by like now the harpoon's around it, we just pull it tight until
Yeah.
like it's into a thing I can
Squeeze.
just hop
Squeeze
in
of
like a
the
jailbreaker.
hand.
Yeah.
Just like suck it in your mouth like cartoon pasta, like cartoon spaghetti from Lady and the
Yep.
Tramp.
And then and then I'm gonna use my resonance move
Uh-huh.
to connect. We've managed to form a clear empathic bond with another, just like whoever's watching, and just send the message. This is delicious. And I think this is viewed as a breach of trust or a trick.
What's the wait? What's the effect of this message? What does it
You-
do when you?
I think I'm just like it's just a heartfelt empathic bond that like, hey, you need to like your shit ain't shit. Is what I'm
Oh, right,
communicating,
yeah,
and I have to
yeah.
choose. Wait, hold up.
I mean, you can choose to connect to
mhm.
you can choose to connect to like the people watching this who are
Yeah,
goblins and
mhm.
gnolls and orcs and shit. And like
That
frankly,
is
humans and
true.
elves who
Mhm.
are also against the regime. The
Yeah,
people who do not agree with what the Shrike Syndicate is doing, and you're being like, do you
yeah.
guys see this shit?
All right, I do have to clearly communicate one of my hooks, so I think it's either to do the stupid things you make feel alive or don't back down. I think it's both actually, but I might actually be all three. I mean, super, but um, and then I have to choose one of three options, bad options, instead of rolling about it. And I think that is just single precious moment. If it's gonna be the people I want to get a good message, it lasts a single precious moment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I love that.
And a burp.
Your connection
Is-
lasts a single precious moment, and it's like you yeah. Like you get oh man, wow. This is the most goblin thing you could have possibly done.
Mhm.
Yeah, eat a mech. It's delicious.
We gotta summon a god again. I think.
What was that?
I didn't hear that.
I said, don't we have to like summon a god to get back out of here again? Well, except for
Oh
you.
yeah,
Oh
you
yeah,
gotta
Did
yeah.
John
to
You
couldn't
escape
get
got
you
it?
to escape you gotta summon the great serpent. So you gotta pray to the great
Yeah.
serpent to get you. Yeah, listen, Cinder's kind of just tore through.
Yeah. Cinder's got
Like
I mean,
own rules.
I I did only half succeed on that. It might be like collateral damage of
I think it's because partially because you were a poem, like you are a poem made into a person.
mhm.
I think that like you were able to like tear this hole in reality and do this thing, but like right now you're starting to feel like you're starting to feel unreal in a way that you're not used to.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm.
and I think this is where the Great Serpent's gonna come into play. Anyone listen, anyone compared to the Great Serpent, Orcish religion is not particularly closed.
Mhm.
Yes.
You
Uh,
know,
is
Mm.
it
Yeah, Milk
important that
said it.
there's like a pathway and or like a gateway for the serpent to go through?
no, not physically. Really,
Okay.
all you have to
Mm,
do
it's
is
about like building stuff or like doing communal stuff, isn't it? For like
it can be yeah
those
it can
rituals.
the way that you can pray the great serpent could look like a lot of things.
Mhm.
Typically speaking with orcs, um they do things in crews, they're nomadic, they travel
Mm.
on ships, they travel on whales. um Traditionally to pray the great serpent you do it in a group. And it can be anything from like singing a shanty to like constructing a doorway to like writing out a map. um whatever,
Mm-hmm.
having
That's
the same dream. you know,
I just
whatever.
wanted to see if there was any way I could help, but I'm on the other side of the Great Serpent, so
I'm
not
not sure. I
possible.
mean, like, unless you think that the direction that you've gone
No.
in, like, physically, but then also like your arc as a character, like you're just fucking destroying shit. If you think that's something that they should also follow,
No.
if that's a direction that you want them to go in, then maybe.
I also think based on the abilities I have as far as the actual text, I would have to like eat my way back into the movie and then eat my way back out, and that there's also like no important enemies inside the film that we still have to fight, and so it
Yeah.
doesn't feel that
Yeah,
important.
yeah. I think you are just on the other side of the movie, and
Yeah.
you're starting to
Doing a
starting to like,
rampage.
yeah, you're on this
Or
rampage.
I'm squaring up with this dangerous and mysterious looking.
Yeah,
disturbing.
yeah. You're squaring up with this dude.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think that it's gonna be up to Mutiny and Maple to pray to the Great Serpent. And again, this can look like
And
a lot of
Shearwater.
and Shearwater. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
definitely
Shearwater is
Shearwater,
also
yeah.
included in, and frankly, Maple's a Surge.
Shearwater's
Surge.
probably more
Yeah,
so
Surge
than
too.
me.
Yeah.
Surge. Thank you. I forgot your fucking name. Oh, apparently stream is real quiet. I don't know if that.
Oh no!
Again.
Not
No.
again.
You guys
Not
can't hear
again.
us. It's on volume turn up literally everywhere I can. Man, what being said by Bob? Oh no! You guys can't hear me. I speak so loud. That is a bad sign. Dry gold. Can you hear me now? I'm like really trying to project.
Oh my god.
Did we do anything to fix it last
It might just
time?
be.
No, we
Sure.
didn't. Green Bean Phoenix says I can hear
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it might
That
just
is
be
morning
Triple.
measure. Oh
Yeah.
geez. Well,
Oh.
I feel so bad
Sorry,
that
Gold.
Dry Gold that you're stuck hearing so little, and not to say that what I have to say is especially interesting, but you know,
We gotta do a ritual.
you have to do a ritual. You gotta do a ritual.
We gotta.
You gotta.
Let's cut away from
I love
Bob
to do
and
a ritual.
to a ritual.
Yeah.
I'm ready to
Okay.
do a help action though, if necessary.
What kind of ritual are you thinking? Do you want to do it in character? Like, do you want to
got,
have
like,
this
10
conversation
minutes
right
left.
now?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. What's going on with Mutiny right now? I think she's just done with all of this, and so she's just kind of like, okay, let's just get this over with.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Does
yeah, we
not
shouldn't
explain
linger.
further.
Well, this would be the time to turn that Mabel would definitely turn to us, but you know, not here. I just turned at the S in my head. What would S say is a good idea?
Mabel, are you like, where are you in relation to Shearwater right now?
I mean, I could be anywhere. I could be anywhere. On
Like,
top.
I'm standing on her
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
Like,
I can get there.
Are you there too?
I can get there.
Okay.
I can fly. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how you would experience, like, Shearwater starting to sing.
Oh.
Because I think that's her expression of how to do the ritual. And I don't think it's not something that Mutiny asked for. And so I think this is like showing some kind of division, like, between them. And I'm wondering if you would perceive that in any way, or if you would just be like, oh, that's the ritual.
Sense is my one good skill, so I feel like yes, I would perceive.
Okay, so So Mutiny is just like stomping on Shiotter's back, like trying to get her to stop doing this.
I'm gonna try to turn that into we got singing, we got singing, we got percussion. Let's try to get some other two instruments in here. I think is really the way Mabel's gonna try to turn this. Just like force you to be communal.
Fascinating.
Make her own little sea shanty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We also hit 1,200.
Hey,
Yay!
I
Thank
think
you,
that
everyone.
justifies some music from Beyond the Pale. Your
Mhm.
chorus just happened.
I think that what was I going to say with my words? I think that Shearwater starts to sing. I think it's really fascinating that Mutiny didn't want her to do that, and Maple's reaction is to be like, "No, we should keep doing this." And it becomes this communal experience. And do you all start? Do you join her in? You join her in song, and I think, Mutiny, that's got to be a wild experience for you. But
Yeah, sure
we'll-
is.
I just like
we'll circle
coerce
back
you,
on that.
social pressure you into dancing.
Uh-huh. Let's do. I mean, like, yeah, let's do a fucking roll. What the fuck roll do you think this is?
Weave magic.
It
It's
feels
probably
like
Weave
Weave.
magic. I don't know.
Yeah, Weave magic. This sounds like
Yeah.
Weave magic to me.
Okay, who is rolling? Are we helping? What's happening?
Yeah, it's a
with
good
that.
question. I feel like Maple's the one who's rolling, just because
yeah.
you're the one who's like bringing everybody together. Do you need, if you want to help or hinder, you can.
Is this a ritual to get you all into the real world again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to help.
Think...
Go for it.
I'm using one of my spare arms to draw a summoning circle behind me as I'm, I guess, fighting this mysterious Astir. Which I think is what, 2d6 plus 2, because we have +1 for a gravity clock, and I think I've helped you already today.
You have.
Okay.
Mhm.
6. Kid you not, that is a 12.
Hell yeah.
God bless.
Fantastic. Okay, I love the idea of like, and partially it's because you're kind of getting pulled back into being a piece of fiction that like you're able to join them sort of in this like dance, and like you start what I don't even know if you realize what you're doing, but you're able to copy Maple's movements, and like you are like performing Maple's dance as you are attacking this Astir in the real
Oh, that's
world.
cool.
Love that.
Hell yeah.
And I think like you are contributing to it in that way, and that's how you're helping. Maple, you get advantage.
Sweet. And I also
have a thing before you roll, but if it
Okay.
Do you have something else?
Oh no, I'm just saying I get a +2 on this because I am perceived. So I have 2 channel now instead of 1.
Oh. I am trying to think about what Mutiny wants right now, and what she wants is like control over this on her terms.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Shearwater doing this right now, but it's not necessarily that Mutiny disagrees with the action. Like, she also wants to get out of here. So it's like, is she angry enough about the severed connection they have to like completely fuck up the ritual? Fuck it, we have 11 minutes left. Yes, I'm hindering.
Yeah, hinder it.
What role do you want this to be?
What am I doing?
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I'm spending one of my influences to attempt to force you to do something. You can weather the storm to resist.
Sure.
This is she senses that you're about to kind of like go against the plan here and like go against her fucking song to get you out of here, and she's like, no, you are participating in this. You are like, and I think what it is, it's like she doesn't fucking talk, but I think like the song is like resonant in your entire body, and like it is almost like you are singing it yourself, and I think your mouth opens and
Yeah.
whale song comes out. And
Yeah.
that is what is happening to you right now. And if you want to resist this, roll weather the storm.
Okay. That's an 8.
Okay. On a 7 to 9, you succeed, but at some cost. It'll keep you occupied longer than you thought. The director will ask you to make a difficult choice, or you'll burn a point of spotlight as you take dramatic action. Okay.
I love difficult choices.
Yeah. Whew. What difficult choice do I want to present you with here?
Is the thing that it's the thing they're trying to do to keep the people in the movie? I
Well,
feel like I've lost the plot.
I was going to pitch I get trapped here.
Yeah. I think that if you continue to go against what Shearwater wants you to do, you are going to you're not going to be able to participate in this ritual. You're not going to be able to do it on your terms, and you're not going to be able to do it at all, and you won't be able to leave. So you can either participate in this on her terms, or you can stay behind.
I'm gonna stay behind.
Okay.
Because I think this is such an upending of the relationship that Mutiny thought they were building, that it's kind of like, what am I doing here if I can't even like regain this relationship with my whale ship? Like I'm kind of useless. And now my whale ship is leading the ritual by herself and didn't even need me.
Oh man.
Why would I even stay with her?
Hey, you know what is in the movie?
What?
The whale ship looks a lot like your old whale ship.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so I don't think any of this is communicated like immediately. Like Maple doesn't know what's happening here. I think that you sense you see and you sense that like a moment of conflict is occurring, like interpersonal conflict, but you're like I don't need to get the fuck out of here. So Maple, what the fuck happened? Did you roll already? I'm like losing
I have
track.
no, because we were
No.
waiting on this because that
Yeah,
was
we're
maybe a
doing that.
hinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was maybe going to hinder, but no, not anymore.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because
Maple.
Shearwater stopped me.
Yeah.
Also, is Mutiny and the whale that's in the movie gonna fall in love, or is it more aggressive than that?
Who's
'Cause
to say?
if it's more aggressive than that, then realizing their friend, they're one of their closest friends outside of Maple, is stuck inside a movie. I think I can go in there. I can eat. If I ate my way out, I can eat my way back in. I'm pretty sure, because I killed the person that I ate my way out to fight.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm not sure Mutiny knows that.
No,
I don't think Mutiny knows
I would
that.
assume that Mutiny has
Yeah.
no idea about that.
No, I think right now
Maple.
she's just self-destructive.
Oh yeah.
She just went through a breakup, essentially.
It's funny because she thinks it's a breakup, and like I think from Shearwater's perspective, which you can feel, it's not.
Yeah.
Shearwater doesn't even care that much. That's the Moby Dick of it all. Like Moby Dick didn't even care that Ahab was trailing him the whole time.
Inverse Moby
anyway.
Dick Yowie.
Oh my god.
Here's the funny thing is that Shearwater does care on a whole lot of levels. But she
Mhm.
also wants to escape and she wants her freedom. And I
Mhm.
think you realize the terrifying, it's not even certain to you, but it is the terrifying possibility that she values her freedom more than she does being with you.
Mm-hmm.
And like she can't survive without a pilot physically. And she wants to
Yeah.
get out.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Maple, let's roll Weave Magic.
I got a 12.
Fucking hell!
God bless. God bless.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. I have the shanty to take us out. So um it's called Roll the Old Chariot and it's sung by David Coffin. And 80 Voices of the Revels Chorus, 2015. I'm gonna post the YouTube link here.
Bless.
And
Pop that in chat.
a fantasy version of this shanty is what's playing. As you fucking, I think the Great Serpent appears I think out of the earth. I think that gnolls are very, Wreath is connected to the ground. I think that the Great Serpent appears out of the earth like a demon. But it's not. It's the Great Serpent and it carries you out of this film. It's Shearwater and it's you. And I don't know if you notice at first that Mutiny is left behind. Mutiny isn't with Shearwater. Um Mutiny, you're losing the most intimate connection that you have
Yeah.
with anybody. And Shearwater's also losing that. But you know what? Shearwater's also getting out of here.
Yeah.
And I think that you know, I think S also, we get a shot of her, and I think that she is so wrapped up in killing the elves in this movie and how, and essentially killing the idea of what a good elf is. And she is so consumed by that that she doesn't notice. And she's also in the movie. She's trapped in this movie. She's trapped in this perception. She's trapped in this narrative. And for the moment, she's happy to be here because she's winning. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and she feels like that she belongs. And Maple and Shearwater are the ones who make it out. And
Mm-hmm.
we just have this like a cappella chorus as the music. You get out of the film, you're in this ruined military theater, like bodies are strewn about. Um
Can they just
Everyone
see
is
like
like,
slightly off in the distance, Wasteland 100 shoving this originally what looked like a kind of whatever mech, which we know as the audience was actually way more dangerous, like into their tummy mouth.
yep, yep, yep.
Their
Yeah, I'm
legs
gonna
are
say
kicking because it was like head first.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's this. Um, I think that it's just like this shot of like absolute, it's this shot of like carnage and destruction, and there's a certainty that you're going to cause more of it. Like all of you, you're all going to cause more of it. And I think that there is a quick shot of like the aftermath of this where Precipice Peak is destroyed. And here's a fun fact about Precipice Peak is that Precipice Peak is built into one of the volcanoes of Reef. Um, that's where the Precipice Accords were signed to end this war. So you like come out of this movie that's about this war, and then you come out into the real world and you destroy this like historic military base. And you also have this the idea of a stir in your mouth um, that you're taking with you, and you can give that to the other fabulists. But I mean, the fabulists are on the map now. There's no like scattered resistance movement. This is like we are here. We have committed so many crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like a huge statement. And all this to say, I do want to get like final like wrap up shots of everybody. I just want to say that there's a shot of Namekeeper Milk, who is like kind of like meeting you guys after all of this. Obviously your numbers are dwindled. I think that they give Maple kind of like an awkward pat, and like their fingers like skim over your implants, that they installed onto your body, and they just kind of give an approving nod, like almost as if to say like nice work, and I think when they look at you, Cinders, I think that this is the first time that you remember where they look you like in your face. And I think that they say like really, really softly, "I'm sorry." And what's the shot with Mutiny, Grace?
I think we see her running back to where the other whale was, like, resting in the shallow water and partially ablaze, and she gets there and realizes that the whale didn't make it, and then she just falls to her knees.
Yeah. I think falls to your knees, you open your mouth. I don't think any sound comes out. I think that the final shot is, and I think that's the final shot of the movie. I think that you falling to your
Yeah.
knees, and open your mouth, and no sound coming out is the final shot of where demons go to die. And that's the film that people experience on the 100th anniversary of the Shrike Syndicate's founding.
Yeah.
That's what we get for loitering.
Lingering.
Sorry, we
Oh, yeah,
lingered.
please.
You're
Did
right.
you
You're
have
right.
to let it linger?
We
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Was that the second or third time we did that joke during this?
I don't even remember.
Well,
Well,
multiple people
third.
also made it in the chat. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that's true.
It's
We're
a
all
very good
good.
song.
It is.
Thank you all so much for being a part of this. Holy moly, this ruled.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So now we're
Sean.
actually lingering in real life.
True. Yeah.
We've cut into other
at least 2
time,
minutes
yeah.
over, so we have to split.
Yeah. We're gonna peace on out of here. Thank you so much, everybody who's listened to this stream. Thank you for everyone who has donated. Get really fucking excited for the next game, which is oh my god, it's Masks. Get fucking hyped. It's gonna be real good.
If you all don't get from 1200 to 1500 though, you have to come back and listen to us talk more about like the dry parts of this.
Yeah.
Keep your milk
100%,
kind of like
100%.
naming things.
You have
for
to
us.
hear me read an entire chapter of Moby Dick
Okay,
verbatim.
people would pay for that, and also
Oh,
I would
okay.
help. That sounds dope as hell.
Okay.
Something shitty and boring though.
We have to sleep. We're lingering.
We have to go. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.